Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your Shadow Self Part 2. This is an impromptu live that I am almost sure many of you will be tuning into after the live. So stay tuned. For those of you who are joining us, I already see 18 deep. Welcome, Pernell. I just saw the map you have on your computer. That looks dope.
Oh, yeah. You got to keep it global, baby.
Could you share that again with the beautiful? That's what's
Absolutely.
up. What's up, Sandy?
Is it upside down? I can't even tell.
I'm posting this right now on Instagram so we can have more people join.
Sweet. Super dope. Yeah, what's up, y'all? It's good to hear from everybody. Glad to be back. As you know, Mike and I have been doing different things. The messages have been rolling through. The seasons have called for this part 2, talking about where's my actual camera? Oh, it's this side. Talking about the darker side of the masculine signs in the zodiac. Last time we did all 6 feminine energies, being Taurus, Scorpio, Cat, and etc. All those feminine 6. And we're doing the masculine 6 today because y'all already feel what's going on. I mean, you watch Mike enough. We're in the fucking apocalypse. It is what it is, and it's getting ugly, yo. I've been seeing some new things. New things are happening.
Hey, how do you even feel about this Aries season? I know you've been loving because now we're in Aries season. We're 22 degrees. We're 8 days away to Taurus. What's popping, bro?
Yo, on some real, I am an Aries. I'm a triple Aries. And when I tell you, the biggest annoyance for me is not any attacks on me as an Aries. Not at all. It's just part of my nature. It's been how the people I care for have been attacked. And I'm talking psychically, demonically, fucking weird new icky shit. It's weird. It's happening. And I'm getting people hitting. And I'm getting these messages. And I'm like, yo, it was all fun and games for me as an Aries. We're like, yo, look, we go God of War mode. This is what we do. We fight spiritual battles, whatever it is. But I've been starting to get real annoyed where the people I care for have started to get attacked as a indirect attack on me, which is like, I'm going to start. I had to look at this candle, dog. So I burned this white one and let it went all the way. And if you notice, I did this because I recognized there was a couple entities trying to attach on. Oh, look, it just fell off. Wow. And all this was attachments. All the stuff that was leaking down the side of the candles on the left and the right was attachments. And then eventually the candle split into 2, which kind of let me know that certain entity that was trying to attach on, it didn't succeed in the sense where it separated. But my point is the fact that if you're not taking the real life steps, everything that we're doing, even with the retreat that PD and I are going to do down in Mexico, it's like these are the different basic tactics of protection. I know he's talked to. I heard a story you put up one time about Archangel Michael and the candle went buck wild or something. What happened with that?
Okay, it was actually. I will always remember this story too, especially because the dude since then hit me up, apologized about all that. But basically, I had someone over who was living with me, and him and his girlfriend were living with me, and it was just really messy. I was very disrespected. Dude bought a dog I told him not to buy, stole my wine, you tell me he's a Pisces without telling me he's a Pisces. It's like, I don't know what the deal is. I just stole your wine. I was like, thank God. The principal, like, I have you in my house. But this is like a youngin. Like these kids are like 99, 2000. Anyway, there was an Aquarius, right, who lived in the same apartment complex, but like across the complex. So he had ended up leaving my apartment and let him stay there. Okay. So weeks later, right? This is the first time I'm telling the story in reverse. Weeks later, right? You find out that Aquarius that he was staying with, right? The Aquarius's wife or baby mother, okay, the Pisces snitched on him and told the baby mom that the Aquarius had a baby with someone else. And so the Aquarius beat the crap out of the Pisces and like fought him, right? Like he punched him a few times. And then he came to my door. Hey, I need a ride to the bank. I just beat this dude up. And I need, I'm getting kicked out of my house. But it was crazy. So, mind you, dude doesn't know that when he's telling me this, I'm like, karma is real, bitch. Yeah. And dude doesn't know that when he knocked, the very moment he knocked, like 5 seconds beforehand, my Archangel Michael candle, where he's trampling the devil, it had just finished. It was like a 7-day candle, and it had just finished. And that was like, yo, this shit is real. And the crazy thing about that too was before I kicked him out my apartment, we had a conversation. And he was like, yeah, man, like I always felt like I was pure evil in a way. And I was like, and the first thing I thought was confirmation, because I was like, okay, I knew Scorpio and Pisces had like some pure evil thing, like it's just their nature. Not saying this about all Pisces. But then, of course, he also said, yeah, I feel like I'm the devil too. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's crazy. What do you think about Archangel Michael? He didn't say shit. Like the conversation ended after that. And then we just went in. So that happening and then that happening was so symbolic. And it taught me to just let go and let God. Literally.
Yeah. No, I hear that full circle. You know, it's funny. My mom just pulled up to Mexico on a visit yesterday. And today she just came to my apartment here. I'm in Mexico City. And I had told her, I said, and she's a praying woman, point blank period. And I had told her, I said, look, Mom, can you pray over my apartment? Because demons have been on straight attack. It is what it is. I'm cool with it when it's by myself. But once other people that I care for start getting pulled on and attacked, it's game on. And I'm going to start slaying. And I'm trying to do this the right way and not burn everything.
Right. It'd be like this, y'all. Straight up spiritual attack.
It is what it is. Yo, look, I had people over, and then my friend was like, something's on your back. And all I could do was smile because I already been, it's like I've been waiting for this part. So I'm like right now? Like, yeah, like right now. So I go ahead, I start cleansing my apartment and whatnot. But these motherfuckers are getting better and better and better, bro. Like for the first time, I caught whoever it is pulling up in a mosquito's body, bro. Multiple mosquitoes. And it's like mosquitoes are hard to see. They're hard to catch. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, y'all pulling up in mosquitoes now? Like this shit is getting weird. It's getting weird. But man, when I tell you, so you asked me about Aries season, the way I look at it is like, especially with, I put the message up today with Virgo moon. It's like, with Virgo moon, it's like, look, this is how we get to master those abilities that we learn back on the Aries new moon. Every new part of our character and how it kind of played up to Virgo moon is like, this is the part where we get to actually practice also with our friends, right? Like we get to practice serving our friends in this process. And I was like, I'm gonna let it be that and not bring too much more energy to it.
Especially your ability to discern that in the moment too. That it's really hard for people to accept what they're seeing because the universe sends omens all the time, but we have a way of trying to like make too much critical sense of it and like fit it in a 3D box. But the 7D can't fit in the 3D, the 5D can't fit in the 3D, God doesn't fit in a box, you feel me? So I've been learning to just go and just
this the part I was saying when it comes to like the social signs, Leo to Scorpio. It's like, recognize which one of your friends or which couple of your friends are supporting you through service by helping you understand how to analyze, let's say Virgo today, instinctually, without repetitive thought process and having to keep going over the detail, but like, what's your first instinct that's analyzed? And I feel like right now our friends Whether if you're there or you're not there, if you're there, you're helping serve your friends by teaching them how to go ahead and do that, and they're gonna in return teach you what they know that they didn't see up front, and kind of vice versa. I've been really seeing that where it's like it's not time in this individual Aries season. It's not time to just have to depend and do it yourself. Because if I look at it for me, I'm just thinking, fuck it. Y'all want to play games? Okay, I'm gonna burn everybody. And that's how I felt. But I had other people coming in that was like, they were showing me different ways to go ahead and purify in a way that I, as an Aries, would just say, I don't got time for this. Everybody dies. Because that's how I'm like, I don't care. I'll make up what I need to make up. But everybody dies. Clean slate.
You speaking to my Mars and Aries. It's like, yeah. You're done. Straight up.
Finish him. Yo, so we got 6 signs today in the masculine that we want to go through. What? Aries, Libra. What are the 6? Shit, I'll be blanket.
Sagittarius and Aquarius, and can't forget Gemini. So just to preface this, first of all, if you look at the description box below, and many of you can press the refresh page. So the first thing to do is press the refresh page on your browser. That will show you the updated links, but it's probably already there. You're going to see a 12 Zodiac giveaway. We are giving you a free PDF to download. This is a PDF based on the part 1 of the video and part 2. So if you missed part 1 of the video, where we went over the earth and water signs, I have the link to part 1 down below. Okay. And also on top of that, we're going to talk about this a bit after, but I realized after the fact that many of you wanted to join the application process, but we didn't realize that it cut at 10 people. So we have the link to that again. Those of you who are interested in applying for the retreat, this isn't necessarily to register for the retreat. This is just to ask certain questions that you can kind of check it out. So this isn't asking you to pay anything. This is more so helping us know how to serve you, what you're looking for, what you want out of the retreat. So please click that link, check out the application. Everything on this thing is free. There's nothing you have to pay. So yeah, check that out. And other than that, we also have an event on Saturday that we'll talk about after this too. But I just wanted to share those links. And other than that, just to recap, last time we did talk about the earth and water signs. So we talked about, the dark side of the feminine. And now we're going to talk about, of course, thank you, Forrest Berry Tarot, the dark side of the light. Okay. Ooh. Right. The masculine. The one thing about the fire and air signs is they're a part of the famous 5. Yes. Part 1 is the first video. Okay. That's the first video. So the famous 5, and just to give you an idea of this, Aries, Gemini, okay, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, that's the famous 5. Okay. Anyone who has these sun signs are usually super famous. Or you'll see water and earth signs progress into this. And during that chapter, their light is seen by the world. Aquarius is the celebrity with Leo, but Aquarius is a part of the Secret 7 that organized the other earth and water. And that's just really more my lore. But other than that, shout out to you fire sign, shout out to you air sign. When looking at the dark side of feminine entities and zodiac signs, we're looking at how the receptivity, all right, if we think fire and air, that's activation. If we think earth and water, that's integration. If we look at the shadow of receptivity, there's a lot of things that are hidden in the darkness. But the shadow of light is something that's very controversial because we see light is good and dark is bad, and that couldn't be further from the truth. So, there's certain shadows that the light signs cast that the water and earth take through, and we're kind of going to go over that. Bro, did you want to do fire or air?
So I was thinking about that. Would we be biased if how, because of your gym, I'm Aries. If you started and then I hit Libra, well, who would be next? Jim. Okay, so you start so that we don't be biased because Gemini will be next in the masculine.
I like
So
that.
then that way you're talking about Aries and I'm talking about Jim.
So I'll do fire and then you can do air.
Bang.
Beautiful. Let me make sure this is on Facebook because some people want to see. I know on Facebook the links are there as well. So part one, so for anyone watching on Facebook, if you just look at the links that are attached to the live, you will see them there too. Part one, the classification. But other than that, y'all, okay. And thank you, Chantel. So yeah, Aries, that's number one, y'all. Aries is 0 to 2. So one thing I learned about this, and it's something that it's a theory that I'm going to test, especially when looking up criminology statistics. I believe that evil doesn't really start until like Libra, Scorpio. I truly believe that Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer can't be evil because this is the psychology of children. And if you think about children, children are pure. Anytime children are dipped into evil is because they were influenced by outside older influence. So this is where once we step through Cancer, which is now coming out of age 12, and you start to formulate your and go through puberty and you start to be tempted down towards this path. Aries is pure, Taurus is pure, Gemini is pure. From 0 to 7 years old, you're not going to see an evil 7-year-old that wasn't taught how to be evil. You're not going to see an evil 2-year-old. Okay, so keep this in mind. Like it's very common to see Aries who are pure. So the dark side of Aries isn't really like the dark side of Scorpio and Cap, which can be pure evil. The dark side of Aries is going to be more childish. It's going to be selfishness. It's going to be that doesn't mean you won't find evil Aries. Normally, those Aries have other planet placements, and that's why they're evil. It corrupts the light of Aries. It takes that selfish, baby, childlike notion of Aries in its negative and uses it for evil. But that in and of itself, Aries is pure. Just wanted to make sure we're clear. So the dark side of Aries here, because Aries is like a baby, Aries has this magical or false sense of omnipotence, like a baby who cries and then the parents do whatever it wants. And this is where it starts to be aware that, oh, if I react like this, I'm gonna get this type of pampering. So the dark side of Aries is at this stage of formulation, they have not developed Libran awareness that through Cancer starts to care for other people. It's all about me, 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 me. Aries' only crime is that they're all for self. And that's not a bad thing unless it's used toxically in a selfish way. On top of that, based on this sense of selfishness, there could be, that fire inclination to burn and some sense of, a sadistic sense. But once again, that doesn't come from Aries. That's going to come from other energies that corrupt the purity of Aries. So that's one of those this is the light. This is fire. So Aries doesn't really have a dark side. Like, I'm going to just be real. Now, they do if it's corrupted. But the main dark side of this is violence. Because, a 0-2-year-old just smack you in the face, just without thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because it's instinctual. I read something about Aries too, where it's like, Aries is that kind of leader that's going to make a split decision to go right, and it'll kill like 3 of their people because, you know what I'm saying, they couldn't match Aries' speed, and Aries can sometimes lead you into danger versus if they're more self-aware of how they're leading other people. But I would just say mainly selfishness and violence. And like, it's cool because like like 2 of my father and like my really good Aries friend, solid people. The only issue that I ever say is their anger issues, where they'll just like erupt and just like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Drive better. And then it's just like, yo, nigga, chill. Like, we're in public. Like, what the fuck? And for so long, I used to think that y'all were just like rush. And now it's over. Being older, I'm like, you know what? Y'all didn't have to be stupid and piss Aries off like that. Like, now I'm just starting to see it that sense. So it's like, balance. But yeah, basically, this mixed distribution of passion here that can trigger certain people based on how that fire is expressed.
As an Aries, yo, I'm a rock with it. What you said, I didn't consider that. If I'm being honest, I did not consider that Aries doesn't have a dark side. But as I heard you speaking, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Mercury here, I was like, that motherfucker is right on point. I was literally thinking about it, I was like, that motherfucker's on point. Yo.
Let me interrupt real quick, because every Aries has a 12th house, Aries has an 8th house, right? Aries casts a shadow. So Aries does have a dark side, but the essence of Aries is pure. So it's not dark. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. No, it's really right on point. It's literally right on point. Yeah. I mean, I got shit to say. I mean, you hit it. you fucking hit it, because it's the truth. Like, it's the purity of it. But like, because when I think of my life path of when I went dark, Aries is the one that helped me to basically realize that I don't even need to have a forgiveness muscle, because I just start new. Like, there's not even really much to forgive. Like, that part of me is what brought me back, So I had other elements within my chart that basically it told Aries to just shut the fuck up, and Aries just went real dim. And I really feel like there was like a 10-year span where that flame went blue, that light, soft blue, where the ember was so low that it almost made me more depressed to think, where's my fire? Like, why is it so low? Like, I was like trying to touch it, and the ember was so light blue that there was no orange, there was no yellow, there was no ambition, there was no charge. Right. But that's what it is. You really spot on, because during those dark phases, it was the other parts of me. Like, I can even say, honestly, as a Scorpio rising, that was just like, Aries, you got to go to the corner, bro, because you let too much shit happen through your innocence. That's kind of what happened. It was like, right. Through all of your innocence, you have to realize, like, you don't really live in an innocent world, homie, and we need you, but for now, you got to go pipe down over there, and we got to do some shit, and then we're going to need you to pull back for us, because we're going to go too far. It was like, we're going to go too far, so we're going to need you to bring that innocence back.
Did you notice how Aries can bring like an innocence to situations that's like a child, in a sense where, and see, that's why Aries is the one. So it's almost as if like an Aries will talk with like a Scorpio or a Capricorn and be like, no, like, there's no reason why you can't be fake. Like, there's no reason why you have to put on a mask. You just have to be real. But like with the wisdom of Cap and Scorpio, they know that's not how the world is. So people argue with Aries, like, look, this is just not realistic. But Aries has just this belief in goodness. Like, yeah. No. And so, people talk at Aries, like, like they'll eventually get it, but they don't know Aries is the one that will actually turn that over. And I noticed too that, like, on top of that sense of energy, I've never met an Aries in my whole life that steered me wrong or was evil. Like, every Aries that I ever met inspired me to push me to the light. They challenged me. You know what I'm saying? The only Aries that I've ever met like that were Aries who were corrupted. They were really abused by people who manipulated their shadow, or they went through a depressive state where they fell into addiction. And in that state, they were toxic, but still there was a rawness to them. So yeah, I can confidently say about Aries.
To what you said, and this is what I realized, there's not a lot of Aries that I've met with more than one Aries. A lot of Aries that I've met, they'll be an Aries sun, and then it'll be like water, earth. It'll be like fucking air and something else. It's like, damn, am I the only one with 3+ Aries? Like,
you're the only 3+ Aries I ever met, and right. That's why when the certain someone said that in the meeting she was a triple Aries, I was like, what? Oh, you need to come through. Like,
for the retreat, right? For the retreat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So her and I had the Aries sun, the Aries moon. She was an Aries rising, which I was like, oh, you next level. Because my next one is Mercury. My next one's only, Mercury's like, Mercury compared to the rising.
No, I'm glad you said that, because I learned that Mercury, Sun, and Moon is actually another trinity other than Moon, rising, and but yeah, rising, Sun, Moon, Aries. She's basically Aries. Like anytime I see that, like she's Aries personified. Like it's amazing.
Man, you know, somebody asked in the chat about am I Aries 5th house, so that I lost my sense of child, or so you lost your childlike sense of self. Yup.
Damn.
I did. I'm happy to actually say at this stage of my life, thank fucking God that I recognized that and I had to address that and I got that motherfucker back. Being
Amen.
an Aries, what was that say? I didn't catch it.
Imagine being an Aries with Mars and Leo.
All I do is back up. I'm like, I don't want to fuck with him or her or whoever it is. I don't want to fuck with him.
That's actually one of my rules. Like, if I know you're a fire sign and you want to fight, even if I would beat you in that fight, I'm gonna just chill. Be like, no, that's all you be. You straight. Ever fight a fire sign. You're asking for trouble.
So what you just said, I had a story that it took me a long time to let this out. And I remember I just put a hit on somebody. And then eventually I had to go take care of that hit myself. It's just what it was. And I remember knocking on
Scorpio rising shit right there. I just put a hit up there.
It was what it was. It was what it was. And you know, full transparency, this is when I was in that stage of my life where I was dealing drugs. It just was what it was.
I went left real quick. I went dark real quick. Yeah, so I was about to put a hit out on someone, man. I had to do it myself. That was Scorpio and then Aries. Like, damn.
Nah, because you know what? It was the innocence. And this is what gets me. It's when people play on my innocence. That part, that if I'm gonna be honest, that's the part that fucks with me. It's like, because I overlook it. I'm just forward moving. Literally, I'm forward moving. So it's like, I don't even see a lot of it. And then it was just this moment where this dude was just like, he said it straight to my face. He was like, actually, he didn't say it to my face. He said it in a text message, pussy, but whatever. He was just like, I'm not paying you. And I was like, what is he talking about? I was like, yo, like, I just had dinner with your brother last night, homie. Like, what? I was almost like confused. I was like, what is he talking about? And then he just ignored me. And he literally hit me with one of those ghost moments. And I was like, I was so shocked. I was so like, yo, I took you for part of my own personal family. He was serious? So I found his house. The difference was I didn't know that he lived with his moms. I wouldn't have went if I knew he lived with his mom. I remember knocking on that door, mad as fuck, just ready. And his mom opened the door, and I was like,
damn.
And then that hit me. And I was like, yo, if somebody ever knocks on my mom's door, I was done. That was the moment that I quit. I was like, I'm out. Because I can't have that happen. That was that moment. I was like, nobody's going to knock on my mom's door. I felt like it was early enough. I'm out. I was like, I had to get out. I had to lose the money. It was what it was. I was like, the lesson was there.
That
and
is
it was like,
very wise, bro. Because you hear about stories of people shooting up homes with their mom in it, with their sisters in it. So that's really mature. That's really mature.
It was what it was. I remember that was the moment I was like, I'm out. I was like, I'm done. I don't think I never sold anything after that moment, because I realized that if I cross that line, it is what it is. I mean, Cancer and Mars, 8th house for me. It is what it is. It's like, you know, once you hit passions of crime, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. It's like the emotion.
Now you're on the run. Yeah, that's crazy. If you want an idea of that, listen to "On the Run" by Royce the 5'9", Cancer Sun, amazing storyteller.
I'm gonna check it.
I love the story. That was awesome.
I'm gonna check it.
Oh,
yo,
yeah.
So where we at?
We're at Gemini.
Gem, dark side of Gemini. So really, a little bit to piggyback off of what you said, you know, between the first 4, they got to get corrupted. If I look at it, the dark side of Gemini is that they don't understand that they have a dark side.
Yo, that's facts.
That's the dark side of Gemini.
We don't believe it too.
Yeah.
We don't think we can do anything dark like that. Yeah.
Because it's also 7 years old. So it's like, you know, when I think, even when I watch 7-year-old children, like, I look at and they're like, there's such a joy for life, bro. Like, they're just so curious. They're just so fucking funny. I used to live, when I was living in Colombia, I lived with this Colombian family, and one of the moms had a daughter, and she was 7. And she was a fucking jokester, bro. Like, she was the illest, but you could never catch her in a way, right? Like, literally, like Gemini. You could never really catch her in the act of doing what she's doing. And then when you would catch her, she was so innocent. You'd be like, all you could do is laugh. You could just laugh. You couldn't do anything. You would just laugh, and you'd be like, yo, I saw that slick shit. And she would just smile at you in a way where you were like, you're so fucking adorable. It was literally just like, you're so fucking adorable. I'm like, who could be mad at this? So if I think about the dark side of Gemini, it's more of when they grow older, right? Not in their actual 7-year age. Right. And they just don't admit or recognize that Gemini is the dark and the light. It is the duality of that element. So as light as they are in their extroverted states, the dark side Gemini is people not really realizing how introverted these motherfuckers are. Geminis don't really fuck with people. Like they really don't fuck with people. And when they're in their introvert, if you try to interrupt that, it's like, who do y'all think y'all, you know? So I think the dark side of Gemini itself is the fact that it has the dark in the light. However, it's wired to just be curious of the dark and the light. It's just wired that way. So when I really look at it as an adult, the darker side would be as an adult with a 7-year-old personality. The darker side would be a matter of not embracing how destined they are to be curious about those darker elements about themselves. Because if they just deny that and they want to play like toxic positivity, you know, just want to be positive, always got to be a life of the party, always only the archetype that people know, hey, I'm social, look at this butterfly, you know, flying around and doing it. But there's that other side that automatically comes where like, I'm isolated, I'm quiet, I don't fuck with you. I don't even want to talk with you. Did you not get the part that I'm only here for 3 seconds and then I want to bounce here and then go here? Anything longer than that, that's when I think the darker element of it comes out, where they start slashing with those words. That's where the mischief can become a little bit more like, at that point, I feel like the mischief, which is positive for me. I look at the mischief as a positive humor that is required in the world, but it's when people don't want to respect that. They don't want to stay in the thick of things. They don't want to dive deep. 8th house Scorpio, they're not designed to do all that. But life will put them in those darker, deeper elements. And I think this is when the dark side come out, because what they know how to do in those moments is to run or to fly or to flee. So when they no longer have that ability, it's like trapping a 7-year-old in a closet. That's really gonna fuck that person up. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna make that person do wild shit, because like, it's like, don't trap me. It's like when a Gemini gets trapped in a relationship, in a fucking business deal, in anything, if they get trapped, it's now, how can the wind find the littlest crack and crevice? And that's not, again, it's not naturally going to be aggressive and forward moving. It's like, let me just find my own little slip, and then I'm gonna stay away as long as I can so everybody forgets that I did what I did. And I think this is the dark side of Gem. It's like having to actually admit what they did when it was dark, when it was in the moments of being a trickster, when it was in the moment of being mischievous. That part is very hard for them. And the evasiveness can then make people think, oh, you're fickle at that moment. And it's like, they're not necessarily fickle. It's like, you're now putting real life dark shit on a 7-year-old kid. So again, it's purity. So I think the dark side is the fact that, how do you be a 7-year-old child in a Kanye West body?
Straight up.
You know what I mean? Like when you're Kanye West now, how do you be 7 and still get away with that 7-year-old curiosity who doesn't really get in trouble? Just kind of a slap on the wrist.
And people think Gemini is Libra. So they see us talk and they think we're social like Libra. See, Libra and Aquarius can get us to talk because they know our language. But Gemini, everything you said was just so perfect, because, you know what I'm saying? Gemini at such a young age can assess how well you know what you're saying. And so Gemini will just tune you out if you don't. And everything you said about being fickle shows up, because we don't really we're not like Libra that can balance out and tell you politely how we don't want to talk to you.
And they don't care to. And they don't care to. It's not their
Exactly.
wiring. It's not their wiring.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I think
That's so
so
true.
when you say that, the dark side of Gemini is being misunderstood.
Exactly, yeah. And it's more mischievous, and I like that you touched on its pliability, because one thing my mom always told me growing up was whenever things get difficult, you give up. And that's that desire for things to just be easy, free flowing, and effort. And my mother's a Gemini too, but she's one of the most hardest working people I know. And it wasn't until that Cat Moon stepped in and you know, she saw me working hard. And I'm not even going to blame Gemini for that, but I love everything you said about that. I think that was super accurate, and very revealing.
Yeah, you know that last part you said about is understand mutable signs. Okay, Gemini being one of them, right? They don't solve. Gemini is a logical wind sign, so it is mutable, so it solves problems. However, it doesn't solve problems by addressing it directly. It just collects the data, stores it somewhere in the fucking awkwardness of its backdoor memory bank, and then one day it's kind of like they lick their finger and they put it up to the wind and they go, ah, eureka, and it's like it comes to them. So the dark side, quote unquote, of it is that when they have to be assertive, when they have to just go get it and can't wait for it to come to them, can't wait for the data points that was collected all throughout time and history to come to them and land in this magical eureka way. I think that's when that darker side comes out, because that's when the fleeting nature comes, and like the part that people want to bitch and lie about, talking about Geminis are liars and they're cheaters. That's not fucking true. Gemini stands for truth. So y'all motherfuckers is off balance right now. Y'all
Or you're dumb, or you're dumb as fuck, and we just will give you an attitude. A lot of people don't know that. Like, we don't do this to people who aren't dumb.
Because they don't have to do it. It's the thing, because people forget it's an individual sign. They don't have to fuck with that smoke. They don't have to relate with you. They don't have a collective mission. They're individuals. They're individuals. When they do recognize that you're the one, because they have an objective, rational mind. When they recognize that you're the one out of pocket, they're just gonna be like, let that motherfucker float.
Right.
Let him
And
float.
you'll see that side. We'll just
You'll catch up. You'll catch up when you catch up. It ain't my responsibility. I don't care.
Thank you. That's a fact. I love it.
What's hit me with the next one? And in the meanwhile, for people coming in the middle, don't forget down below on Saturday, Mike's gonna do a tarot pull. I have a Mexican woman here who's a singer, and she's gonna be doing a little singing performance. So this is my Leo 9th house. She's gonna go through a performance on this platform, and she's incredible. She's y'all see her when you see her, and then we're gonna be doing our part about bringing all these elements together that we're talking about, the masculine, the feminine, but it's on the full moon in Libra. So this I look at like as a social party where we're now experiencing socially with others those supernatural abilities that we've birthed through this conjunction in Pisces, Jupiter, Neptune. Everybody has been going like, fuck, expansion of consciousness, and you recognize you got some new powers. You recognized it, and so now socially on Libra full moon, y'all should come pull up at that event, and obviously check the retreat down below if you're a lady. We have 2 more spots officially, and with that said, be one of those 2. Come experience that darker feminine nature and be held by 2 masculine figures, being the peace dealer myself.
Beautiful.
Mike, what you got? What's the next sign? Fire?
So I just want to speak on Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. Those first 3 zodiac signs are the most shallow. Specifically Aries and Gemini, because Taurus is really just shallow in a materialistic sense, but they have the capacity to have substance. Taurus is substantial. They're just the most shallow earth sign, because you start to get deep with Cancer. So Aries and Gemini specifically in their childishness could skirt over, Aries just cares if you're hot. Gemini just cares if you know what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? But we could be very shallow. We could be very, Gemini specifically just likes to skirt the surface. So we start to get depth in Cancer. And after Cancer is Leo. So Leo now, Leo is now from like 12 to 22. This is where post-puberty, we're developing our sense of consciousness after we come out the home and outside of our parents, right? This is where we start to get rebellious. This is where we start to perform on stage. And mind you, this synopsis is for rising, sun, moon, anything you have in these signs, okay? So I want to speak on Leo because Leo is the principle of righteousness. All the zodiac signs are pure in a sense, where, yeah, some have more of a capacity for evil, but personally for me, evil starts at Libra. This now makes Cancer, Leo, and Virgo susceptible to being influenced by peer pressure or older people. The reason why evil starts at Libra is because now at the opposite side of the zodiac, Libra from 35 to 44, mainly, let me just break it down. Libra is where evil starts after the mastery of Virgo, right? It starts to temper in from the passion of Leo and then the bitterness of Virgo. But Libra is the one that actually institutes it, purely because Libra is the most intelligent zodiac sign, and then Aquarius is genius on another level. So if Libra is evil, Aquarius is evil genius. And the reason why Libra is evil is you can't be that intelligent and not be evil. Libra, I'm on to you. Libra is justice now. So like Libra is actually goodness. The heroes of the zodiac are Leo, Libra, and Sag. But Libra has a cunningness to their intelligence that if you don't know how smart they are, Libra will just give you the mask of being the hero and you will know you're getting finessed. That doesn't mean, so that's why I will always say a Libra in integrity and a Capricorn in integrity are some of the purest people ever because it's so rare. Like you just can't be that intelligent and not finesse people. And that's not me not like I'm kind of giving you insight into the psychology of evil because there's one thing to play the part, but you never know what's behind the mask. So the reason why I wanted to say that is in the developmental stage of Leo, Leo is golden quality. Okay. Leo is one of those other signs that really isn't evil because the light of Christ comes from the heart. And this is where the fire sign trinity has that purity. Now, Leo does have a capacity for evil, and that's because of how strongly Leo feels energy. So this is another one of those, like Scorpio, this is all based on the principle of Scorpio, because Scorpio is purity. Scorpios are the purest people ever until they're corrupted. They're the most evil people ever. Once Scorpio gets into that revenge phase, it's a wrap. You get stung. But every evil Scorpio was once pure, unless they were just born pure evil from a past life. But there's that too. Evil ass motherfucker from the crib, like my 2 year. But other than that, like I want to just kind of be here. Like Leo is a principle of righteousness in its integrity. The source of goodness is sourced from Leo. It's that passion to actually have love and courage. Okay. So this is where the dark side of Leo with that fourth house Scorpio, you know what I'm saying, the 12th house Cancer is going to be primarily more based on vanity and narcissism because everyone has Leo and Leo is narcissism. So narcissism is something that everyone has in their life. But narcissistic personality disorder, that's a totally different thing. So the dark side of Libra, the dark side of Leo is an extension of the selfishness of Aries and the full-on narcissism. And I'm gonna just be real. Leo was hot. Leo was sexy. So I know they look at themselves in the mirror like, God damn, I'm fucking hot. And like Leo, listen, like I know how dope Aries is and Gemini is. And Leo is literally the evolution of that. So I will always give Leo their flowers. They are the main. Aries is the one. Leo is the main character. There's a lead role there who they do their job fucking well. And they rock the fucking crowd. I'm gonna just be real. Lil Uzi Vert comes in, he's rocking the fucking crowd. If Soldier Boy comes in, he's rocking the crowd. They're just on my mama, like just like Nietzsche said. And that's why I will always defend Leo because people hate Leo because Leo loves themselves. A lot of people who hate Leo, it's really because Leo is that bad. Like at worst, Leo can be arrogant and they can be a bit narcissistic. But if you're strong in your personality, you're gonna be like, I real recognize real. I feel you. Like your strength doesn't threaten me. So people who are weak can't stand Leo because Leo is overbearing. Like you have to be strong to be able to handle the fucking lion. So that now, if you think about the story of narcissists, where they fell into the water, they can literally be taken over by how awesome they are. And this can now start to, they can get gassed up. This can now start to, if they don't balance this, manifest the need for the collective to humble them. Okay? It's just a lot of Leos get unfairly attacked for being confident. You know what I'm saying? So someone said Leo is more confident, not narcissist. And what Yvonne doesn't understand is that narcissism is not bad. So she's assuming, by the way, don't mind Yvonne. Yvonne is always commenting some saucy, crazy comments. She's a Gemini. She cool. But I want to highlight that comment because she doesn't realize that confidence and narcissism are synonyms. So like when she says narcissist, she thinks I'm talking about narcissism personality disorder. There's a difference between being a narcissist and having narcissistic personality disorder. Everybody is a narcissist. Look at me. You're a narcissist. You love yourself. Narcissism is just liking yourself. There's nothing wrong with narcissism. If you have a personality disorder because you're so self-absorbed, cool. So most Leos are so confident it comes off as a narcissistic personality disorder. Some Leos do have narcissistic personality disorder. Hold on. So like this is where it's just the word narcissism has been thrown out so much by people who don't know shit and act like they do that everyone's a narc now. And you really know stuff. So that's why I want to be careful about how I say Leo, because Leo is pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. Like I have never truly met a truly evil Leo. Every Leo that I've met has been wholesome.
Pure heart.
Right. And evil Leos are corrupted by other energies or other people. So the only issues I've ever had with Leos is that they're a little bit too into themselves to the point where they don't remember that they have teammates that are on their level too. Some of them can kind of feel like I'm the one. Like they think sometimes Leo thinks they're Aries. Sometimes Leo thinks they're Aries and they think they're Sag. Like Aries is the one. Okay, but Leo is just the main character. So when they forget that there's a supporting role character and they try and outshine everyone else, they forget. Evolved Leos are A1. They're literally who everyone revolves around. And I will kind of like maintain that. The Leo King is a classic example. I met so many people who were very pivotal to my path. And what I realized was that we all had alien constructs. But what blew my mind is I met all these people through the Leo King, just like all the planets revolve around the sun. And you'll see this in Leo relationships. So like the only negative thing I can really say about them in the dark side is just more so this stubbornness, because they're basically like a Taurus Aries. They're Aries that's stubborn like a Taurus. And so based on any like overt narcissism that's unhealthy, that's really going to now express the dark side. The other dark side is the sin of Lucifer, pride. Pride and vanity. Now, these are the dark side that Leo shares with Libra. And to their defense, I'm sorry, like Libra and Leo are turning heads with Sagittarius. And so when that gets to their head, you now feel like, oh, I'm the baddest bitch. Even though they probably 9 times out of 10 are the baddest bitch. Like, I'm just to be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Libra's literally ruled by Venus. You know what I'm saying? And then Leo's just like, y'all can have my babies, all that. But sometimes you think your shit don't stink. Sometimes you think your shit don't stink. And you need to chill. You need to simmer. Because Pisces will come and humble that ass. And y'all don't want Pisces to do. Y'all don't want Scorpio to come and humble that ass. You feel me? So it is what it is. That's what we got. But I got nothing but love for Leo. That's one of my favorite times. King of the Devil. Oh.
Yo, I was having a convo one day. You know those off-grid astrology combos be the fucking illest when there ain't nobody watching, ain't no live, It's just in the text messages and motherfuckers be hitting you with. I got downloads today that I ain't even get to read yet, and my phone is just way too crazy. My phone got too many damn messages in there. I'm sorry if you were one of the people I didn't respond to. I'm sorry. Your priority will come when it comes. But, you know, one of them was Leo, just to kind of like piggyback off the end. Somebody had talked to me about Scorpio transmutes the light and Leo transmutes the dark. And I remember when I first heard it, I was like, I'm curious. Tell me more, right? Because everybody would assume Scorpio transmutes the dark and Leo would transmute the light. But I think it plays into what you were saying a little bit on the reverse, where the dark is transmuted through Leo in a sense where because of all that confidence, they get a lot of negative intention and energy. They get a lot of haters, point blank, period. Like if anybody get haters, it's fucking Leo for a fact. And how they handle that, they only get bigger. Like on some real shit. Unless somehow you actually hurt their confidence. Somehow you make them actually be less confident than they know they were. And that happens sometimes, but it doesn't happen a lot. It usually happens so that it doesn't happen again. And and this is what I learned, like all that negative attention that they get from a standpoint of being so confident with other people getting insecure in the presence of Leo. I found that that's when and how they transmit the dark. They take all that energy, which sometimes, you know what? On the external shell, they're not going to let you know. But they go back on the back door and they'll take in that petty bullshit, that you ain't shit bullshit, that you smelling ass too much. They take that and it's a lot of dark energy coming onto them. And they bring it into their heart and they basically decide, is this, like, what is this? What's the truth of this? What does my heart feel this is? And in that heart space where their light center is, the sun, okay, this is where they take all that dark ass energy and they purify it. And this is why you can never throw too much hate at a Leo, especially a strong one and one that knows who they are, because on the back end, they then transmute all that hate, all that dark energy, and it's why they become so much brighter. It's like when I think of the sun and Leo's the sun, it's like, look, this what that looks like in application, the sun has to go down 24 hours in a day, 12 hours later, so the sun has to go down and it gets dark outside. But in that time when it's dark, the sun has to fucking surface. And you know what the sun doesn't care about? The sun, I want you to look up to the sky right now and say, fuck you, sun, never come back again. You think you fucking the shit? You think you the shit? You think you nurture everything on the planet, including me talking shit to you? Fuck you. And then watch the sun come back up, bitch. Watch it come back up. It doesn't care. It transmutes that dark energy. So that's, and I'm going to leave Scorpio alone on how it transmits the light, because you could check part 1. The link is down below. We already talked a little bit about that. So check the link. But to add the PD on Leo, I really believe that in my heart. And I had one of these backdoor astro conversations where this shit came up and we move forward.
No, you know what? I used to think Leo had no insecurities. So like I was mind blown when I learned that Leo and Sag are sensitive as fuck.
Yeah.
Like
Aries too.
See, I learned Aries is sensitive, but I realized Aries is the least sensitive out of all the 5.
Out of the other 2, absolutely, because it's naive. It's naive.
But they can still take a lot of like shit, like
because it's naive. It's a baby. It can't really register that bullshit. Because that's insecurity is bullshit. Insecurity is bullshit. Yes, so it can't take it in and hold it for too long, because it's like, I gotta start some new shit, man. I gotta start some new shit.
And not weak, because Leo is one of the strongest signs. Leo is not weak at all, but I didn't know they had insecurities like that. Like I didn't know that they put on this front because they're so strong. Someone said that when you let them into, like when you one doesn't know until a Leo lets you into their insecurities. And I didn't know that, like, the pressure of being a performer and having all this like hatred exerted from you and this love and like, you know, things that people say do get into their skin. You know what I'm saying? Like an air sign could just not care. A fire sign is gonna care. Like they're gonna respond to the comments and ignore everyone else loving them. You know what I'm saying? Be like, well, no. It's like me, like you don't have to do it. You're the king, you're the queen. Like you don't have to entertain that. But it's interesting for sure. So
Man, you see me on chill because I'm like I could just start spitting fire. I'm like I guess we have a mission, but I could just keep spitting. I'm like I can spit this shit all day. Yeah. Because mind you, again, like I said, I have a Jupiter and Leo in the 9th. So here's a prime example. Here's full vulnerability, right? Because Mike had said something a little bit earlier about Leo in that teaching space. 9th house is teaching, right? And it's like him and I are now running a retreat. So this is full vulnerability. Him and I run a retreat. So it's like before I was even able to have this from my own 50%, before I was able to even have this, the ability, the fucking green light to allow a karmic relationship to form, I had to address those Leo insecurities around teaching. And he said it, and it's about being able to have two powerful leaders teach with two different styles, two different fucking demeanors, two different languages, two different skin tones, two different backgrounds, two different everything. Like the Peace Dealer and I are completely two different people. Individuals. He's a Gemini. Individual. I'm an Aries. Individuals. Two different individuals. But the Leo on my teaching space, I had to go through a lot of shit on my own about addressing those insecurities and realizing that there could be two powerful people to teach on the same platform. The platform doesn't matter, but to be able to teach together, to be able to respect that. And I think that's part of the dark side of Leo, to be able to respect that somebody else can shine bright, homie.
Say up.
Somebody else can shine. You're not the only one.
I've had direct issues with that with people like people felt like I was on a platform that I didn't get to really shine a lot on because, someone was kind of threatened by, I'm not going to speak too much on that because I have no bad blood against this person, but like it was less about him and it just taught me about Leo. It taught me about the sign. Because not every Leo is like that. Like Leos that are team players, they change the game. Like they're on another, like Joyner Lucas, like they're on another level.
He Leo?
Yeah, Libra moon, Leo sun.
That's actually true. Because for everybody listening, remember this: like the 5th house is the beginning of the social signs.
Yep.
So remember, anything that starts out, those motherfuckers will make mistakes. They're first. Okay, Leo in the social is first.
That's true.
That doesn't make them a bad person.
Because they're the first. That's why Leo's courage, because they're the first person to open the door and share their heart with people.
Yeah.
Right, which no one else had the courage to do. So that's why Leo in its principality is admiration. Like you can't hate Leo. You have to love Leo. Like that's a rule. If they're authentic to who they're being, you can only love Leo because like they're the light of inspiration.
I feel like if you hate Leo, you're not following your heart. And I think that's way more painful to embrace, that you're not following your heart the way a Leo would naturally. If you're not following your heart, if you hate a Leo, I want you to ask yourself, am I following my heart? What is my heart telling me to do? Start that project, begin that YouTube channel, whatever the fuck it is. If you're not following your heart, I find that these are the people that hate Leos. And if you're following your heart, you love a Leo because you're like, it is you. You're witnessing the mirror of yourself.
That's what I noticed with Gemini too. Like people who hate Gemini are usually, and I'm not talking about Gemini.
Liars. They're liars.
Liars, yes. I'm not talking about Gemini, Aries, or Leo that are out of integrity, right? So people who hate Aries and integrity, they're usually weak, punk bitch pussies who don't know who they are. And so Aries boldness just like challenges them. But it's hard to see challenges with Aries. People who hate Gemini are stupid. They're liars. And people who hate Leo, I notice, are haters. Like they just like, it's different for Leo. Like I realize with Leo and Aries, it's a bit of like exorcism. Like it's light. So irrational unconventionality. The reason why people hate the fire is because they're dark, they're evil, and so that it's kind of like irrational psychology behind it. But yeah, you can't hate Gemini without hating yourself, and really just the energy and essence of it. So other than that,
we're at Libra, no?
We're at Libra, yeah.
So you kind of hit a little bit of it. If I try to put my own personal spin on it,
And
the dark side of Libra.
Before you do Hyacinth, no idea. I didn't even hear about. I'm about to research about Neptune losing his temperature. I have no idea.
The only thing I can imagine with the fact that it's losing its temperature is Neptune has some Piscean effect to it. So with that being said, Pisces being a water energy, but then on Earth, the feat of Pisces being global warming, it's like thinking about drinking hot tea when you internally heat, but externally you cool down.
It's crazy.
Just random.
It's crazy that he said Libra wants you to hate them, because that's what I was going to say about Aquarius.
That Aquarius wants you to. Aquarius love that hate, but they'll
Aquarius is waiting for you to hate. They're gonna be like, "See, I told you I'm different. What's up, bitch?" They just
they'll never admit it. They'll never admit it.
Oh, they waiting on niggas to hate them. Oh my god, like they do not care. Like XXXTentacion. It's like Aquarius is doing what they want to piss you off. Like, promise you.
Oh, wait a minute. I got Aquarius. Oh, I'm a fuck Aquarius up.
You got Aquarius after Libra.
My twin flame coming relationship was Aquarius, and when I tell you that motherfucker taught me some shit.
I feel like Aquarius and Aries are divine together. That's a divine connection.
That was my twin flame bond. That shit was bonkers.
That's what's up.
Contracts had to go close. But beyond that, Libra, dark side of Libra, and I say that at the same time, because I know we're on the internet and sometimes motherfuckers be twisting what you say. I say that in a sense where, like, there's so much love, quite frankly, even in the contract closing. I don't want to even say snip because they almost more so dissolved. It's like, look, it's done. But I say that in a sense where, like, I have so much love for that person. If anybody out want to fucking attack this exact person that contract closed with, I will fuck you up. So let that be known, okay? Oh snap! I think P, I think you did.
No, I'm still here.
Okay, you changed the view. All right, so dark side of Libra. Oh, y'all know I'm over here, Leo 9th house. I'm loving the full screen. Y'all better go ahead. You better fucking go ahead. All right, listen. Okay, listen. Libra, dark side of Libra. You know, I don't know if this is the dark side of Libra as an energy, as a constellation itself. But the first thing that comes to mind is I think that people think that Libra is a feminine energy, and you got it fucked up. I have this feeling because it's socially adept that people think it's a feminine energy. People think it's soft in a way. Like, people think it's emotional because it listens to you. And that is not fucking true. Like, Libras are savages. Like, when I tell you I got to see the more intimate sides of Libras, just through friendships, through legit platonic relationships. And like, I mean, I don't even know what country I was in. Colombia. And I met a Libra who was connected to my ex-lady at the time. So she's talking to me in a sense where, like, I'm her cousin's ex-boyfriend, right? So she's talking to me in a way where like, there's less boundary. There's less social softness in a sense, or social, like, politeness that's required, and she's just raw. And I'm watching how she's treating these other dudes in her text messages, and she showed me the most raw side of the Libra. I was like, yo, you're savage. I was like, yo, you are literally a savage. Like, I don't understand why you're so sadistic. Like, what you talking behind, what you telling the person on the text versus what you're telling me now who's in the room with you. And obviously, I'm never going to know this guy. I'm never going to know what's happening with him. Yo, when I tell you, she was literally raw with it. She was like, "Lid, that nigga going to buy my fucking, he going to buy my plane tickets.
Yes,
he going to buy my plane tickets. He gonna crave my pussy, and I'm going to look at him and act like I'm going to give it to him. But he going to buy all my clothes, too." And literally everything she was even wearing. Yes. The dark side of Libra is they don't buy shit, and they don't even have a bank account, but they got everything.
Other people's money. 8th house Taurus, they use other people's money. That's some Venusian shit. That's Amber Rose. Like, I'm gonna finesse this nigga's pockets, and he's gonna love it. That's a power.
He's gonna love it, and he's gonna love it.
That's a superpower, yo. Straight up.
Honestly, it's super impressive. Every time I do like an astral therapy session with somebody one-on-one, I take them through the natal chart, and I start talking about those Libra placements about, oh, you good. And then what you mean? And like, No, you're really good. Like, you're worried about money right now. This is what you're telling me. You good. Like, what you mean? I was like, you don't got to spend your own money. You literally are the best at spending other people's money. You're the best. You don't even happen to have a bank account. They're going to wire that shit to you in a way that's not. So when I think, if I step away from that, all right, because that's a part of it. I think part of the dark side is that before we split the constellations of Scorpio and Libra, they were one. Okay? So all that dark shit you think and you believe about Scorpio, understand that the yin and the yang is Scorpio Libra. Okay? I don't know which one's yang or yin for feminine or masculine, but you know Scorpio's feminine. Okay. So all that feminine energy that you see behind Scorpio, understand the masculine energy of Scorpio is Libra. Before we had the technology to tell that there were two different constellations, it was one constellation that we eventually split apart and recognized as two separate. So when I think of the dark side of Libra, it's kind of what PD said. It's the immersion into darkness. So here's what I said. Here's what PD said earlier about, like, whatever. I don't know what he has said. Two people's light shining. I have known the descent, and I say this specifically, the descent into darkness at Virgo. But it ain't fully dark yet. It's more a matter of Virgo is out here serving motherfuckers, okay? Trying to be good. And this is where people start mistreating and underappreciating the service of what does dealing with the day-to-day shit really look like, and what does your life look like when
This is how the villain era begins. It starts to be, the seeds are sown in Virgo. After Virgo just does all that work and gets no appreciation for it, it's like, man, you lucky I'm a good person. That's when it begins. And Boris Brown, by the way, we talked about Virgo in part 1. Just look at the description box below for the
Yeah. So I'm not gonna go too crazy into that Virgo part, but just to understand, I think now, if you check part 1, when you don't get appreciated, okay, eventually you just start saying fuck it. And I think, and I know really this is where Libra is in the space of dark, in a sense, as an angel, which is weird, right? It's a dark angel.
One. Because the sun is in its fall for the sun Libras. Yep.
Sun's in its fall. When signs are angels, Libras are social, okay? And so you just got a fucking real life gangster, because Aries, the opposite, the dark side of Libra, Aries is naive, okay? So anything it does, it doesn't really mean bad. It don't mean no malice.
Thank you.
But when Libra's doing it because it understands it's the most logical situation and understands, don't ever forget this part when I say this. The opposite is Aries. Aries is God of war, okay? Now, Libra is the one who is the scales, who decides, it makes the decisions about who does Aries go to war with. Aries just gives directives.
Libra is peace. Pisces is peace. Libra is the Lord of war. If Aries is the God of war, I've always seen Libra as like the war brokers, because you nailed it. Like, they have to decide and formally engage. Like, when you write that paper where declare war, that's Libra. That's actually Libra.
Yeah. If you look at like Egyptian culture, scales, Anubis, motherfucker, underworld. Oh, Scorpio with Libra. Oh, before it was broken in constellation. This is the underworld. These are the motherfuckers that write your death note. Okay? Yeah. They don't even have the fucking tenacity to
with a smile and a cordial, have a nice day. That's why Libra's dangerous, y'all. Like,
politicians. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Politics.
They're not the one in the war in Vietnam shooting motherfuckers. That would be Aries that they told to go do. Who's naive enough, okay, young soldiers, naive enough to go do what somebody told them to do without asking questions. Right. Libra is the one that says, here's what fits our party. Here's what we need in order to advance. It's a cardinal energy. See, y'all can't get it twisted. Social, but cardinal. Okay? Pushing forward. Progressive laws, order, okay? Progressive. So the dark side of Libra is that you think it's fucking sweet.
Yes! Yes! The whole time you will think it's sweet, and you have no idea. And you have no idea. From the first time they introduce you, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna finesse this motherfucker. I'm gonna be friends with them for like 2 months. And I'm not saying that all Libras are evil. Like there's genuine Libras, but I'm letting you know they're that intelligent.
They are
intelligent. You have no idea.
They are. And that's the end of Libra, with the last note with me telling you that understand the instinct of Aries. Ooh, my heart. We got somebody on the other side of the screen. My heart was like, they caught me. They got me. They figured it out.
Yes. And remember, Libra is ruled by Venus. So like Forrest Ferry said, Libra can make you do something you don't want to do, but still love it. Like they have that charm. It's a hypnotic effect.
Charm. Yeah. Oh, when I tell you my heart is big right now, listen, this is the last part I say about Libra. It's the charm, and Aries has the charm. Aries is, again, the innocent charm is the opposite. Libra is intentional charm. Like Libra knows what it's doing when it does it. It's very aware of how it's pushing forward, and it literally weighed out every single option, okay? So people keep thinking, oh, it's only this passive aggressive energy. That's not the simple truth. It's not the simple truth. And that's a part of the dark side. It is passive aggressive in what it does, when it does what it does. But the last part I had to really say about Libra is understand the energetic signature of the fact that Aries on the other side, it's instinct, okay? So when a Libra starts learning how to operate off its instinct, rather than having to go through every viable option, measure it all on the scales, and it's dark, it can just become selfish and push forward off of instinctually, I know that this will progress my career. Instinctually, this will progress who I am in this social class of people. Okay. Yeah. It's almost like Anna Delvey in a way with some Capricorn in her. If y'all watch that Anna Delvey Netflix show, Anna Delvey has some Libra. She had no fucking money, but yet it's still, what was it, like $40 million that she got other investors to invest in her as a foreigner from Germany who made up this social image. She was a socialite, right? And she got all this money that no one fucking get. Like, what? How do you conjure up $40 million from investors as a foreigner who's 24 years old? This is the dark side of Libra.
Mm-hmm. And I just love that because Libra, and when I say Libra is the beginning of evil, a lot of people misunderstand Libra because Libra is so intelligent. They operate like a robot. Like it's the Libra and applying the experimentation of Gemini and analysis of Virgo that decides we need to kill these rats so that we can experiment on them to advance humanity, like the tough decisions. So Libra superpower is that they're always right. Libra has this fascinating way of justifying some of the darkest shit. One of my really good friends who's a Libra sat me down while we were driving and he was perfectly justified. He wasn't being sarcastic. He wasn't being facetious. He was being completely honest. He was saying why, as a man, you know, if I have sex with another woman, it doesn't mean that I don't love the woman I'm with. I'm just having sex with her. I'm just having sex with another woman. And the reason why I try and hide having sex with another woman is because I care about my partner so that she doesn't know that I'm having this relationship because I know how to, like Libras know how to make complex decisions like that and can rationally justify some of the darkest shit and give you sense to it too. Like the Taurus in me was like, okay, whatever, nigga. Like the Venus and Taurus was like, because it's that childish like loyalty. But the Gemini sun was listening, like, okay, this makes sense. Like what he's saying was true. So this is where Libra manifests complexity. They have to make complex decisions that are not as simple as A plus B. And this is what now can have them just turn off certain things that the younger signs would see as heinous, but they can just subjectively enter into. And that's so amazing about Libra because Aries will pull up with the gang or solo and fuck you up. Libra will just dish the tea to 100 people. They have Cancer 10th house. They'll emotionally manipulate the public like Kim is doing to Kanye. and actually get a whole bunch of people to fight you. Like Libra doesn't have to fight you. Libra can convince a whole bunch of people to go against you. Like this is the intelligence of Libra. Libra doesn't have to have the firepower. They can have the literature to bring the demands for, if you think about the agreement of what's going to allow peace to happen, that's Libra. Or they can give you demands you're not going to meet. This is how World War I started. It's very highly intellectual. And yeah, you say that like it's bad. I don't really want to hate on Libra because Libra understands the folly of morality in its subjectivity. So there's a lot of things that Libra does that is seen as bad that's really not bad. You just caught feelings. You know what I'm saying? And they know how to see through that. So I'm glad
the Libra ain't got no feelings.
Okay? Exactly.
That's why I keep telling people. I think people think it's a feminine energy. Libra's logic, bro. It got no feelings.
And listen, Libra is the artist. So Libra, 10th house Cancer, knows how to display emotions. That's why I thought Will Smith's Oscar acceptance speech, Libra is my favorite sign, bro, because like he knows how to captivate an audience and he manufactured tears. This is an actor. So he was sincere. That's why they get you. They're not really being fake. Like Libra can be fake. That's the dark side of Libra. But they also know how to be sincere. They'll tell you how they really feel, but you won't realize that they're manufacturing their tears. They have sincere emotions. They know how to act the part. They'll be genuine with you. You just won't realize that the way they really feel about it isn't as serious as what they're presenting. So you'll think that they like you more than they do. You'll think that they were really sad more than they do, and that was just a performance. Leo performs.
Art
performs. It's art. They treat life like an art, and you have to know the difference between the artist with their stage name and that real Libra. Most people never know that real Libra because Libra stays in character. It's actually why they're my favorite sign. Like they're so smart. This is why they can be called Libra. Libra will lie to you with the truth because they're so fucking intelligent. They know how not what to say. They know how to say what to say, so they don't have to lie if they don't have to. And they can justify lying to you because they'll know, look, you would have gotten unnecessarily angry if I told you the truth, so it just made sense to lie to you. Like this is where if it makes more logical sense to do something conventionally dark, they're gonna do it. And mainly, personally for me, you know what I'm saying, it's all vanity. The dark side of Libra is definitely vanity. And as socialites, they know how much influence they command. And so Libra is one of those zodiac signs I truly believe is the most tempted zodiac sign. Like the dark figures who see, oh, this socialite gets a lot of attention. Let's tempt them with money and fame. And on the other hand, Libra gets the most threats. Like Libra is one of those signs that you'll never see be extra woke, because if they're on that extra woke shit, Pluto square down, they're gonna get off because they command so much influence. So they can't take risks like Aries and Gemini can. And I feel like people need to give them more understanding, but that's what their position is for. So it's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like they're supposed to be the ones that risk it all because they're the heroes. And that's why I say it's very difficult to find Libras that are really pure, 100%. It's not and once you get past Libra, everything is super difficult to maintain. It's not easy to be a Scorpio. It's not easy to be a Sag. So on top of that, now let's get to Sagittarius. Sagittarius is evil, my nigga. I'm gonna just be real. Sagittarius is evil as fuck. Now the
wait. Before you go to Sag, I want to say that I had saw some tickets already. Like my notifications are doing their thing. I saw some people book the tickets to actually be with Mike and us on this Saturday. So definitely thank you on that note. We got a whole bunch of other awkward special shit. You know, behind the scenes, offline, you can talk different, we can move different, we can behave different. And the best part, we're able to socialize with you rather than talking to you. And I do this because I'm not really talking to you, he's not talking to you. But as educators, like we like to meet you on the other side. So definitely thank you for checking out that event. It's free to come. It costs you absolutely nothing. And if you're a woman in this and you want to come to Mexico, I'm living in Mexico now. We're going to meet in Puerto Escondido. And you want to come through and do a retreat for 7 days with Mike and myself, go ahead. Definitely check it out. We're down there. There's an application process. You have to go through that step first.
You don't pay anything. You don't pay anything for the application process. This is just to give you insight into what's happening.
Exactly. And you kind of go through that qualifying round. Then you get a chance to talk to Mike and myself one-on-one if it goes that far.
And once again, if you have a pure Libra, keep them, because Libra manifests purity. Libra makes Scorpio. So Libra is pure. It's just if they're corrupted, they're some of the most evil finessers ever. And they will justify, they won't feel bad for it. That doesn't mean Libra is bad. Libra is okay. So other than that, Sagittarius is the light of God. When I say Sagittarius is Sagittarius is the evil that takes enjoyment in being evil. But Sagittarius is the light of God. Okay. So the ascension of light, the joy of righteousness is Sag. Sagittarius is the most spiritual zodiac sign in the zodiac. Stop saying water signs are spiritual. Y'all don't know what spiritual means. Spirit, it pertains to the breath. And when I speak of spirit to fire, the spirit of fire, Sagittarius takes it to the ascension of it. So Sagittarius in its purity is the highest, brightest light. Okay. It's actually not evil at all. But Sagittarius is also super sensitive. So the point with which it gets betrayed or super corrupted, that magic fire can burn everything down. Okay. And the reason why this is really important is Sagittarius is philosophical enough as an extension of Libra where they're very deceptively intelligent. Gemini plays dumb. Sagittarius plays stupid as fuck. And like, you will not know how highly intelligent Sagittarius is because they will go out of their way to play stupid as fuck. They're so wild. And so they'll lead forward with their adventurous, fun-loving wildness. They have a Pollyanna-like way of expressing their philosophy that just sounds so idealistic. You forget they're smart as fuck. They are so intelligent. Like a Sagittarius can have a super intelligent conversation with you. Some Sagittarius will be on some delusional shit, and even they're still intelligent though. So don't, like, that's part of their dark side. Like, they can literally fool you. The dark side of Sagittarius is the dark side of religion, selling people on faith and philosophy, and selling a dream and a false vision to you. This is where they team up with Pisces for this. But the thing that's cool about Sag, and they're horrible liars. Oh my gosh. Because it's horrible liars. Oblivious. Because it's horrible liars. I love it. Unless they're good, but nah. But here's the thing. So like Sagittarius is one of those signs, like when I say that they're evil as fuck, they're usually evil to like evil people. Okay, like not the corrupt Sagittarius. Corrupt Sagittarius is now that fire sign that I truly believe is surrounded by so much evil. If they're evil, they were corrupted. Like I don't believe that there's a Sagittarius that's naturally inclined to do evil shit, like anybody. But normally, if Sagittarius does evil, they have convinced themselves philosophically that it's the right thing to do. Like a Sagittarius will bomb up a school because they believe God told them to do it. They truly believe like it's right. So this is where they're willing to. Queen said, "Nah, they evil." My bad. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, I take that back. Because I'm an envy with Sag. Like Sag is so light, you forget they have the dark 12th house Scorpio. So like the thing with Sag is you'll never see their true evil side. Gemini mimics Sag memes. And the thing with Sagittarius is like the inspiration to do good, morality, the inspiration to actually live a right life and righteous life, that's Sagittarius. So it's the principle of ascended goodness, but they do think they're untouchable. And that's because they're ascended fire. Like Sagittarius is godlike. It is the beginning of godhood. And so this is where absolute power corrupts absolutely. And this is where with Sag, you'll never really know how dark they are because they will never really show you. You see so much light. There's simple characteristics that fire is oblivious of. So when they're wild, they can express this facet of themselves. But these people are more cunning than you know. Like they're so oblivious, they can use that obliviousness to hide the fact that they have darkness. But they're not sloppy enough to give that away. So that's why it's actually kind of hard to speak on it. The dark side of Sagittarius is going to be more hyper negativity. Is it wrong to feel untouchable? Actually, it is. If you're not actually untouchable, like if you're untouchable, you know what I'm saying, and you're protected and you have a swag with that, nothing wrong with that. But if you feel untouchable when you're not, and you put yourself and other people in situations that put them in danger, Sagittarius will lead you into danger. It's the most dangerous zodiac sign. They're such adrenaline junkies. Sometimes they don't really care about structure unless they have earth or water. Pure Sag fire is only here to burn shit up. And that's what, that's what fire does. So there's certain aspects of fire where they can kind of be toxic to themselves. Another dark side of Sagittarius is kind of like, if you don't believe what they believe, they're not really going to take you serious. Like, it's hard for Sagittarius. They can see your side, but they'll always see your side as wrong. So it's really hard for Sagittarius. Seriously, like, it's their side. And then all these other wrong motherfuckers, listen, they're ascended. And so they're the highest point of the universe. These lower mortals trying to tell me, I'm trying to show them, I'm showing them. So, like, you can't really argue with Sagittarius can't be wrong. That's their dark side. It's literally what you just said about Gemini. Because the naivety of Gemini that doesn't want to really see their shadow is completed by Sag, where they're at the God level. So, like, they don't want to fucking argue with you, nigga. Like, it is what it is. Like, they showed you what it is already. So there you go. I'm a Sag rising and you got me rolling. We do that. Right. But yo, when you piss off a Sagittarius and they go dark mode, they will turn into a literal army trained sharpshooter and snipe your ass out of nowhere. I never want to smoke with Sag. I don't want to smoke with Aries. I don't want to smoke with Leo and Sag, but specifically Aries and Sag. Sag will come out of nowhere and shoot you in the face. Like, that is, to me, the most dangerous sign. They're too wild. And there's an impatience and hyper violence to them. Sagittarius loves violence. Sagittarius loves to fight. Like, just the men and the women, just show them fighting. Like, and that's not bad because it's exhilarating. But they love that shit. Like, the dark side of Sag is they will instigate conflict, y'all. They will pick fights because they know they'll beat your ass. And they just love, like, you can fight a Sagittarius and be cool with them afterwards. Just like Aries, they won't keep a grudge, but they just sometimes, especially if they train, like, it's the passion. So,
bro, you said something, and I gotta say that to that last part you said is like, my roommate was a Sag in college. And I hated that motherfucker when I first saw him. He was so cool. He was so cool. He took all the spotlight. It wasn't what it was. It wasn't what it was. He took the spotlight. Yes. And I had my little friend click, and then this new motherfucker came, and I was like, who is this guy? And he took all the attention, and I didn't like him.
Yo, they'll hop that shit too sometimes. Yo, straight up.
But then I loved him, and then we became roommates for like 4 years, yo. We became best friends. But you said some shit that made me laugh. There was this time when, for simplicity, he fucked this girl. He knew what she was to me. He did it. He didn't
yo, they do that! They do that! They do it! Yo! And then hit you like, hey, you know that girl you like? Yeah, we had sex. It is what it is. Like, what?
Bro, you know how I found out? You know how I found out? I carried his ass home because he was too drunk. He was too drunk, and I was laughing with it. I was like, yo, my man, I got you, dog. I got you, homie. Dragging his ass out the car. I mean, dragging him out the car. And then this message comes in. And I pick up his phone because it fell on the floor. I pick it up, and I was like, oh, fuck. And I had to still tuck his ass into bed. I still tucked him into bed with all the love. But I was fucked up. I was like, I think PD, I think you got some, oh, okay, it's bad. It was some weird glitch shit. Yo, what did I tell you? It's my best man's. I love him. The funny thing is, I don't even know. It was a party or so that we had.
Sagittarius is having sex with your wife on the wedding day. And you will know if they're the best man. I'll be real. It is what it is. Like,
bro, And then they won't even use wipes to wipe their shit up. They're gonna keep the scent for the pheromones.
Ooh, yes. Like what they gonna do? What they gonna do anyway?
What you gonna do? Yeah, you smell what you smelling.
Right.
You know that smell, homie. You know the smell. You know the smell. It's like,
I can't even get mad because their ruler is Jupiter, the hoe god who just fucked everyone and cheated on his wife. That's why I'm like, yo, Cardi, why are you surprised that Offset is cheating on you? He's a Sag. Like y'all gotta stop being angry at Sag men for playing the field. Like that's what Jupiter, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what they do. They're adventurers. And
hilarious.
Sagittarius will never, and this is why I kind of respect the philosophy of Sag. Sagittariuses who are promiscuous truly don't believe they're hurting their partner. Sagittariuses, the true energy of Sagittarius believes that forcing them to be monogamous with one person is unrealistic, and you're just a lower level. That's why they have to lie to you. Seriously, they don't really feel like they're doing anything wrong or hurting somebody because to them, they're just adventuring. They're just having sex with them. They don't love them. They came back.
Right.
They love you because they came back home to you. They're
Yeah.
just fucking other people. And it took me a while to understand that, but I realized it's just more ascended. Like,
yo,
it is what it is.
I gotta hit you with this because
I want me to be on that.
Here's to finish the loop. So I have a Sag and Lilith. Second house, Sag and Lilith.
Sag and Lilith, right.
No, and
Huh? True Lilith or mean Lilith?
True.
I got my true in Sag and my mean in Scorpio.
I almost have to look at it again. Maybe I mix that up.
Bro, true Lilith or Lilith and Sag is spicy.
Super spicy, bro. That's how I found you. I don't even know when. It was your Lilith and Sag video a couple years ago. That's actually how I found you on that personal video. Like 2 years ago. So yeah. Okay. And I watched it again once we realized we were running a retreat. And I listened to it again. What happened?
Nothing. You sure?
I had listened to it again. And mind you, I also have my Eros and Sag too. Literally, like the asteroid. And what made me laugh about it all was when I listened to you play that video and you spoke about Sag has this God mentality in a sense where it's exactly what you had just said. It's like, look, I know who I love. And this is what that roommate was teaching me, that what I didn't know in the moment. Because the reason I told that story was so funny. It was a party about a week or 2 weeks later. And I remember having an altercation with him. And it had nothing to do with nothing besides the fact that I was salty. About a week prior. And I remember I tackled this motherfucker through the window.
Oh, shit.
We went through the window. It was the first floor. But I remember we were wrestling. And I was pissed the fuck off. And he didn't even really know yet because he was blackout drunk that night. He had no clue. So I took like a week to this is probably my more Scorpio rising side. It took about a week to fucking boil in that bullshit.
Hold on. You fire signs just going through windows and shit. Damn, that shit is crazy.
Yo, in the middle of the biggest.
All the air signs are like,
yo, when I tell you, it was my 22nd birthday, I believe so. It was the biggest party we've ever had, and we threw a whole bunch. And we went through the window, homie, on a tackle. I literally mean like, who?
That's
through the window, dog.
Shit, bro. Like, damn. Like, that's only fire signs doing that. That's only fire signs doing that. I'm sorry. Or some angry water signs. Like, I've never seen anyone else do that. That's amazing.
Yo, but the best part about it was almost like that quick fire, that Aries part where after that I felt okay. I was okay after that. I was back to normal. I got that little spark out. And you had said something about, why you don't want to smoke with fire being Aries, Leo, Sag. And it made me laugh because of the part you said, like, look, Sag is on a different level of violence. They're a different level of violence where, like, Aries, like, I'm not really trying to kill you, but you got to pay. Like, you did something.
And that's the one thing, like, the one thing I respect about Aries and Sag is you can fight them and be cool afterwards.
Oh, it's cool. We were cool.
You can actually be friends after you fight them.
We were literally cool. Even after that, my man, like, we both pulled up. I was living in Thailand for about a year or so. He pulled up. He gave me a job during that time. Like, we literally cool, bro. We literally are just cool. But it's the truth. I had to tell that, like, we could fight. We could fight and really mean it in the moment, but then afterwards, it's just okay. I ain't got no beef. No beef. Yo, what we got next?
It's all love. It's all love.
It's all love. I love that motherfucker. I love him.
Yo, it's crazy because I feel like there's something I wanted to add with Sag too in relation to Aries, but I think you mentioned it. I think you mentioned it a lot. Something about, there we go. Sagittarius taught me that they are the meaning of love personified. And they taught me that the meaning of love is polyamory. Polyamory is the true expression of love because love comes from the source, Leo. It has the different octaves through Scorpio and Taurus, but the expression of love is joy. And so the philosophy of Sagittarius is I have this love. It's collective. It has to give it to everybody. So when you tell Sagittarius you can only love me, that's a betrayal for them. Like if I ever dated a Sagittarius woman or a Sag, I would be like, look, if you have side people on the side, first of all, don't bring anything home. You know what I'm saying? We could be transparent. Like I would understand that about them. There's loyal Sages too. In fact, there's Sagittarius that will only be a freak to their partner. But I learned about the energy. It has love to give for everybody. And so it taught me that the true nature of love is expressed equally towards everyone. Doesn't mean you have to lie and cheat, but Sag is going to love sex everybody because that's just the nature of how love works. It's free. It's free. It doesn't judge. That's why Sagittarius will, you know what I'm saying? And someone said, Sag, I'm nothing like that. But cosmic wisdom, I bet your moon's not in Sag, your rising's not in Sag, your Venus and Mars and Mercury are probably in different signs. So I'm just speaking of like the pure Sag, like pure Sages, sun, moon, rising Sages, they're all like this because they're focused on that fire. Unless you have like a Venus Scorpio or a Venus Cap, this now makes Sages a lot more grounded. But the pure energy of Sag, right? Sag is sleeping with everybody because that's how they express their love. In fact, Sagittarius will make sure you get laid. I remember I got, fire signs will get people laid. I don't ask anyone to get people laid. But like, yeah.
No, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Fire signs will get people laid. I that's the full truth.
Sag will be mad. He'll be like, you're not having sex? Hey, suck his dick. Suck his dick right now. Like, whoa.
Hype man. Hype to the most. Yo, when I tell you I was
some
other shit, I was giving it out and I wasn't even taking it for myself. I was like, yo, you go ahead, take it. Like, take it. Because mind you, my Sag is in first house. So I have a Sag in first house, but I also have it in the second in whatever awkward degree. Right. And there's something I had to learn from a lot of my other Sag type partners. And it's like, I used to be like, yo, this motherfucker is wow, but I loved it. And I didn't know why I loved it so much. I had no idea. But it plays back to what you said, where I feel like there's a difference. And I say this from a standpoint of like traveling globally and living for the last 4 or 5 years out the country. Polyamory has almost been really like diluted with just horniness. Like literally, like, you know what I'm saying?
I can have sex with whoever I want.
It's an excuse now. Now. It's like, because when I think of myself on this Sag moment, it's like, I'm more than open and communicative and truthful and honest about the monarchy.
But there's no amory.
Because it's not even that for me. It's more like the monarchy type system where I'm gonna be real, like, you know what? Like, yo, I like you. You could literally clean my home. You're not getting no dick. You can clean my home. You can get dick, but just dick. I don't love you. And you're gonna know that, and you're gonna also know who I love.
Right.
And then it's like the woman I love, I'm gonna have to communicate that with her, and she's gonna be the priority, right? Where like, you're not getting dick. I'm making love to you. There's a difference. There's a big difference. You're the priority. If you literally say, fuck that skank, it's kind of like, it's like, look, But not everybody's going to be a skank. So it's going to also require her truthful honesty as well, right? So, and then mind you, like, there's going to be somebody else who's like, you're literally my intellectually stimulating partner. We don't have sex. But we're close as if we did, but we don't. We just don't. So I think it's kind of more in that monarchy type system where it's like a king will have multiple women and they all have different roles. That's my point. That's my point. They have different roles. So I think that was like, I had to like mention that because I've been traveling and I've been seeing people using this polyamory and there's like groups for this shit, bro. And it's like, yo, you don't know your wife upstairs, she's fucking boiling, dog. Like, and you really abusing this, and your wife is upstairs with your child, and she's boiling because you're really taking advantage of it. So I had to kind of like mention that.
Because it's not amorous. The thing is, for it to be polyamorous, you have to actually love the person, which requires respect. That's true polyamory. You're respecting each other's boundaries. It's open. It's transparent. Nothing is hidden. You just have a lot of poly people. And there's a lot of people who want to take a childish approach to these things. So I love that. And it's really Aquarius and Sag that teaches now the higher wisdom of swinging, polyamory, polygamy, these extra dynamics that humanity hasn't caught up to yet because humanity hasn't ascended. Once humanity ascends, friends will be like this whole notion of I don't want to have sex with my friend because it'll ruin the friendship. Scientifically, sex does not ruin friendships. If someone is truly your friend, you'll have sex with them. It's sacred at that level. But humanity has not matured at that level yet because we still attach so strongly with sex. And so I can only have sex with that person. That's my one person. Like humanity hasn't mastered cancer. We're still coming out of a childishness. So when humanity is advanced, friends have benefits. And you have, of course, you know what I'm saying, the main person you love. And then, of course, see, like for so many people, that's too extreme. A lot of people with unevolved Scorpio energy, they're so obsessive. This is what makes them jealous towards people. But the true expression of love is I can love everybody. Now I'm monogamous. I don't like the way I am, like I'll understand, but I only want to love one person. That's just the way I am. And I'll have that agreement. But I've learned Sagittarius taught me that. Aquarius taught me that. And you know, on that note, the dark side of, for example, and once again, like we're talking about the energy, not the sun sign. So some of you have like sun in Libra, sun in Sag, and you're like, this doesn't apply to me. You're not a zodiac sign. You're a you. The zodiac sign is your expression. So we're talking about the nature of your spirit. You probably have more energy. You're probably more your rising than your sun. You don't know it yet. So that's why you're like, oh, I don't do this. Well, no, you're not a zodiac sign. We're talking about what your zodiac sign does, okay? And how you're influenced. So, for example, Sagittarius with a lot of Scorpio, they're going to be more scorpionic. They're going to be more Scorpio than they are Sag. They'll only be Sag in the wildness versus actual Sagittarius who have Libra, Aqua. They're freaks. They do swinging. Like, that's what they do. And they know how to do it too. Like, and I'm talking from experience.
Flawless.
I have a double Sag friend with the Aqua rising. Okay, every time, like I would pull up, he would roll up we'd smoke. Dangerous rides, dude to be rolling up while driving and shit, and like we almost get a crash. So like I remember him shout out to him though. That's that dude. I remember him seriously breaking down the science of sending women dick pics. So my Cap Moon Gemini son is horrified. Like, why would you do that? And he's like, it's a numbers game. Like, yeah, a lot of them are gonna say no, but you gotta just go. Some of them say yes. And I'm like, yo, this is the definition of Sagittarius. Just wild as fuck. Just super wild, doesn't care, just like pushing forward. And they can be oblivious to that. And because they have this godly energy, they may not care about what other people or how they come off.
They don't care.
They don't. And people think that they're oblivious. No, they see it. They just don't care. They just don't give a fuck. They just don't give a fuck.
They definitely see it. You know, anybody that thinks a Sag is dumb, understand this. They watched and saw everything. They literally play stupid on purpose because it plays to their advantage. It plays to their advantage. And they use that information very wisely, very clearly. So don't ever get played for stupid and understand that you mad about that Sag that broke your heart. for a reason. Because everybody, it's a reason. There's a real reason why you're mad about how and why they broke your heart. There's a reason. Figure that out, and you're gonna be happy because they teach you some ascended values of yourself. Like, you know what I mean? So, but I hear you on.
Sagittarius has integrity when they're right. It's just when they don't stand on their values, they're a wildfire that destroys and ruins everything.
And you have to understand their values. If you don't get attuned to the beliefs of the Sag you're dealing with, then you're gonna get broke. Somebody's gonna break the fuck out of you. Their beliefs are everything. Like he said, they're fanatics on the belief. So if their belief is monogamy, you can trust that shit better than anybody else.
They'll be the most loyal people. Loyal Sages are some of the most loyal people ever. Same as loyal Geminis. And these are both signs that get, accused of being promiscuous because they're miserable. They're adventurous. Yeah. But they can also be super loyal. So Aquarius is the one sign I respect. That's my MC. The dark side of Aquarius, well, they're evil geniuses. I wouldn't even say this is a dark side, but the dark side of Aquarius is.
Oh, time out! I got air.
You do. What am I talking about? That's on you. You got this.
Nah, but we definitely gonna chime in. We definitely both gonna chime in. All right. I like to think personally that my most evolutionary relationship was within Aquarius. Like I said,
true or false? Because you said twin flame. I feel like Aquarius is Aries, but they just know. Whereas
Aquarius
Aries,
is what?
So Aquarius is Aries, but Aries is starting their journey as the fool and have to learn. Aquarius is the Aries that knows and finish the adventure, and that's really different.
True.
Word. That's what's
true.
Up.
This is why this was my twin flame. True.
Wow.
I'm an Aries, and I'm a whole lot of it. This is why this is because again, my Saturn is in where? Aquarius. The most difficult fucking progressions to go through, right? Like to understand karmically.
And also strongest.
Boom.
Strongest Saturn, strongest sign.
Your true false is true. The reason why is Aries is still very young and very naive. Is 0 to 2. It has not gone through the will yet to recognize the truth of everything. You know what I mean? Like it's honest, it's truthful, but it's naive. So Aquarius respects uniqueness the most. There's nothing, I'm going to say this again very clearly. There's nothing more unique than a fucking infant. You want to fight me? Let's go. You want to fight on that? Let's go. And this is why Aquarius is the evolved expression of Aries, because if and when an Aries goes through its progressions and it gets hurt over and over and over again because it's naive, and then eventually decides, you know what, I'm not going to fall into my dark side of Libra and shift in any way that I need to impress blah blah blah. I'm going to be me. Right? It's when the Aries gets there. You know what? Y'all motherfuckers got it twisted. I'm going to be me. I'm going to go back to what I know how to do that I gave up because it's too aggressive, too assertive, too individualistic, to everything you want to be, but you just don't know how in your own way. When it comes down to it, I really believe this is Aquarian answer Petey's question in the beginning. So when I think of the dark side of that, it's Aries who doesn't have, from the beginning of this convo, if you're late or not, Aries, Mike said, does not have a dark side because it's an infant, it's pure, unless it was conditioned that way. Aquarius is not that motherfucker, okay? Aquarius is not that motherfucker. Aquarius is old. What is it, like 88 years old or something? That's Pisces. 88?
70s, like 70s to 80s.
70s. Your grandpa doesn't give a fuck. I'm pause. Have you ever seen a grandparent really care? Just an older person. I use my grandpa for example. He's a pimp. He knows he's a pimp. His wife knows he's a pimp. Our family knows he's a pimp. My dad knows he's a pimp. My mom, everybody knows that my grandpa is just a dirty OG. And he doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Doesn't care. He just is what he is. So like the darker side of this is like, I feel like the dark side of Aquarius is people think that they have this social responsibility, but it's false. They have a collective responsibility that they give to Libra to deal with that social jargon. Okay?
Yeah.
They don't have to deal with it. They just
They're the kings. They're the high kings and queens. All the other kings report to them. High nobility.
They get the downloads from outer space and beyond. Okay? From pure the pure darkness. Okay. The way I look at it is it's the furthest away from the sun. If Leo is the sun,
the coldest. So you're saying they're the coldest?
They cold, bro. This is where you get that cold, detached nature.
Scorpio and Aquarius. Okay, Pluto and Uranus, the two coldest motherfuckers in the zodiac. Like, Scorpio's literal ice, it's water.
Yo,
and then you have Aqua. They're far, 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 far away.
That's the thing. You can't even begin to fathom how far they are away from society. So the dark side of Aquarius is that they are so far from humanity, but they're responsible for giving the downloads to humanity through Libra. And I think this plays into the dark energy of it where, first off, they don't operate, think, move, act, anything like another human on the planet. They're aliens, right? And they don't have to deal with you. So this is the reality. They don't have to deal with you. If they choose to, it's a privilege. But people get that part twisted and fucked up, and they give too much credit to the nicer things because they are social if they want to be.
If they want to be. Yeah.
If they want to be, they are social. They are bubbly. They're everything Leo is, but the darkest side of the sun.
Warm. And that's what tell me what you think about this, because this is what I learned based off what you just said. Aquarius is humanitarian-like, and so they will understand the responsibility to treat everyone equally, but until you get close to them, it's like, it'll stay away from me. Like, I love you, but I don't love you like Leo loves you. Like, Leo is warm. Leo wants to hug you. Aquarius is like, chill. Like, I respect, I know you, I want to help you, and they're compassionate, but that's kind of like that energy. Doesn't mean you won't find Aquarians that are compassionate, but yeah, no. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yo, Aquarians look at you like a fucking test tube baby. Okay? They look at you like a test tube baby.
Yes. And I feel like because they're cold, you know what I'm saying? Like, Leo is the lion. Aquarius is the gun that shoots the lion. Manufactured weapons versus nature. You know what I'm saying? And there's a coldness to shooting a bullet where Capricorn and Aquarius can cut their feelings off and kill you if that's their job.
Because it's their job. And this is the part I think that when you talk about the dark side, I think this is really a part of it. It's like we have to understand that Aquarius is progression, okay? Lightning, rapid progression. And if it understands, again, from downloads furthest from the sun, aka furthest from our galaxy, aka nothing like our rules and bullshit society, fucking conditionings and all that. It doesn't have that programming within it. So it's like when it gets a download from outer space and beyond that this needs to happen in order for humanity to progress 50 years in advance, it just fucking executes, and it's fixed in its nature. So if it got that directive, it has no reason, nor can you make it. You literally cannot make it do shit because it's very confident in its knowledge and its directive in the humanitarian progressive mission. Right. It's confident and it's fixated on, I need to do this. To the point of its detriment in other certain circumstances, okay? Fixed natures have their things where they have to get out of that part that puts them in their detriment. But ultimately, the dark side of Aquarius is the fact that it's always right and it's maniacal and it's genius.
Right, yes.
It's maniacal. This is the dark side. It's because it can't understand or accept when it's wrong either. Because it's like 0.00 nothing percent. So...
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, and if anyone else has heard this, in 31 years of my life, I have never in my entire life ever heard any Aquarius say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And mean it. You know what? You were right. I was wrong. I've never heard it. I've never, ever heard it. I never will hear it. And that's just what it is. And that's why they're evil geniuses.
In 3 years,
know.
in 3 years from this twin flame of mine, I heard it once. I heard "Please forgive me."
No way. If an Aquarius says "Please forgive me," they have to love you. There's no way. There's no way.
And this is why I clearly said, even though that contract is done, I will still murder you if you come sideways on this particular person. Where even though it's done, you're still gonna get your shit clipped, bro. Don't fuck with me. I love it. I love to be able to know I know that I'm about it. So it is what it is. But the point behind it is,
like Aquarius will apologize for the way their strength makes you weak. Like Aquarius could be too strong for people. Aquarius could be too strong for people. Like Leo will be like, "Oh, you're dumb. My bad. I triggered you. My bad." But they will never say they're wrong because they're never usually wrong. So this is what it is. This is what it is. And Aquarius to me is like AI. You know what I'm saying? Like Aquarius is an anti-villain. So if you think about the villain who, in order to save 1 billion of people, they have to murder 2 million, Aquarius is going to do that. Aquarius is going to make the cold, emotional decisions that make logical sense because that's just what it is. So personally with that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people keep on, the left ear angel ring. Goddess Isis, you already know what it is. A lot of people, and you need to explain that because clearly you picked something up. But personally, the last thing I want to say about Aquarius personally is a lot of people swear air doesn't understand feeling. And it's not that air doesn't understand emotions. It's that we don't care. See, water cares. And fire is passion. This is really fucked up for me to say. But I need you to understand the nature of air. Air doesn't care. Fire cares. Air thinks. Aquarius understands how you feel. So when Aquarius is insensitive, they know what they're doing. They just don't care because it's the truth. That's why they kill Cancer. Okay, that's fascinating psychology to me. Yo. The air-water dynamic. We really don't know.
Thank you, Shireen, for the left ear angel ring. Because when I tell you that shit was long and that shit knocked me sideways, I was.
So that's what you heard. I don't. Okay, I thought you saw a text or something.
No. My ear just did that. But when I tell you some of these shit's been pushing me off my chair, like it's been getting weird. So thank you for that, Shireen. And for the air part, so you have the air don't care. I feel like it might not be as simple. Where there's a part of them, they always will not care. But I think that the why behind it has a lot of pertinence. And I feel like the why behind it is they're still able to rationally look at the emotion, even if they're hurt. Even if they're in pain, they can look at it and still make the intellectual decision that might not actually get communicated to the next person involved in the situation, the scenario, whatever it is, because they got it already for themselves. So there's no reason to even share what the feeling was behind it. It's just like, I understand. So as a part of me understanding, I don't really need to have this. If I give you something from here, it becomes this emotional conversation that I don't care about.
Yep.
I don't care about it. They're
not invested, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like they already registered it. They got it.
Yes, it's fixed.
Yeah, it's like
look at this mortal trying to argue with me. Like, I don't know. What a foolish mortal. That's every fucking Aquarius. And that's why Sagittarius is best friends with Aquarius. Because the only other person that does that is Sagittarius. It's like, look at this mortal. And then they look at Aqua. This mortal's talking to you too. And then they're just like God friends. It's crazy. Like Pisces will be compassionate enough to understand your point, even though they're just like Sagittarius and Aquarius, and they will just assume you don't know. Like Pisces does that even more. Like Pisces will pretend they understand you, but they're like, "Oh, you delusional," and you think they're delusional. But Aquarius, like, will just look at you like, "You foolish mortal, bitch. I'm an alien god. Like, what the fuck can you tell me?" And like, you can't argue with Aquarius, bro. Like, their word is law. They're the judges. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the high nobility. So it's just interesting being older, seeing that. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
Yeah, it's just wild. It's so
So if you were to wrap up the dark side of Aquarius in your own words, what would it be?
So this might not be seen as a dark side. And this is where once we get to past Scorpio, it's complicated because evil is no longer black and white. You know what I mean? Everything past Libra and the Scorpio is so complex. There's so much motivated decisions, desire, corruption that goes into this. So Aquarius is supernatural. Capricorn is the 3D physical materiality, the heights of feats of incredulity and incredible greatness is Cap. Everything that's physically able. Once we step into Aquarius, it's supernatural. And there's certain things about Aquarius and Pisces we'll never understand as humans. So I can't call this a dark side, but the dark side of Aquarius is they don't care about your feelings. Like they can just like it's kind of like Libra, but Libra has to deal with you socially. Aquarius is removed. So it's not that they don't care about your feelings, it's that if your feelings don't make logical sense to the truth, like Aquarius can do heinous activity, like kill millions of people because it will save billions. But that doesn't make it right. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I'm split on that because I understand where Aqua's coming from, but it's hard to call it a dark side because it's on a whole nother level. So insensitivity at its worst, the God complex, like they can be gods.
God complex.
God complex.
God complex.
Aquarius is a god, but they're a god with a God complex. Unless they've balanced it, then they're celestial gods. By the way, for those looking for Virgo or water signs, we did that part 1. Please click down below. That was a banger. Okay. And yeah, I mean, because this is like the grandfather of the zodiac and Pisces is the grandmother, it is such an old, timeless essence. A lot of what they do that we see as bad isn't really bad as much as it's for the greater good. But you know what? Jeffrey Epstein is an Aquarius. So let's talk about him because he used as an Israeli Mossad spy his influence. Aquarius knows everybody to blackmail everybody. And he was able to, as a collective, basically live above the law. People think he killed himself. Like that's how cold Aquarius is. Blueface Bleedum ran from the cops and escaped, which requires an element of genius. You know what I'm saying? Like on the surface, he's not the only one to ever run away from the cops. But I noted that, he got away and he's an Aquarius. Like
that shit is, you know what? That shit's funny. Every time I ran from the cops locally, Aquarius third house for me, I got away.
Hey, locally. Hey, that's what's up. Everything else. Okay, see, this is that Scorpio rising. You got some mystery to you. You just sprinkled that in. Like, wait. We know you were dealing before, but like,
yo, when I tell you I used to dip,
backstory, bro. Like, whoa.
when I used to dip, bro, I was out. You can't catch me.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Gone.
Yo, these are one of those things where you know what it is. It takes like 10 years before I can let stories out because I can't get caught on the aftermath snitching on myself. It just can't happen. Can't catch me in Mexico, bitch.
That's that South Node Scorpio for real. Yeah.
This South Node Scorpio is coming out little by little sprinkles. They coming out little by little. Yo, every time, yo. Power to you, King Sigma.
Hey, that's what it do.
I tell you how my little two-door Honda Coupe with the two-tone that had a gray hood and a blue car. Yo, listen, this is really such a joy. We just ran through the 6 masculine energies of the zodiac and what the darker side looks like. We talked about part 1. Check the link down below. You saw PD talking about it.
Aquarius is in court too. They make the best lawyers. Them and Libra. Phenomenal.
Next level.
Phenomenal. Aquarius
next level.
Next level.
Next level. My mom's a Libra 29th degree.
My bad. There's something I wanted to say that I forgot about Libra, and Chris Rock reminded me. So people swear Libra is feminine, and Libra is social, like they're ruled by Venus. So a lot of people feel like if you're kind and you don't react violently, that makes you soft. So a lot of people thought Chris Rock was soft because he didn't smack somebody while being the host of an Oscars. Like that didn't make sense to me. Like a lot of people felt like Chris Rock was like less than of a man because he handled the situation with class. You feel me? Also, he didn't want to get banned. So that's why he didn't do anything. So people be thinking air is soft because we know how to think our way through situations. We're not going to just give up our passion. Like Aries can do that because Aries is so real. When Aries does it, it's not fake. That's how they really feel. Air, you know what I'm saying? Like we can think so people will be fake if they have to be, because that's just right to do social. But that doesn't mean they fake. They know they're intelligent.
And to add to that, understand this, like me as a triple Aries, understand one of my biggest teachers is Libra. Like let's clarify that. Because in all these younger, naive states, understand that a lot of these things I'm talking about, they're hit a point where jail time looked really real, okay? And understand that I had to start to obey the law at a point, Libra, the law, in a sense. And it's like, I had to learn from that shadow side of myself where with the Chris Rock thing, how this applies.
He's an Aries moon, by the way. Huh? So people don't, Chris is Aries moon, so he probably felt like punching him. You know what I'm saying? And he said he's not going to talk about it until he gets paid. And he didn't file charges. He's a warrior on the inside. He's going to handle it by himself. But like, yeah.
And he's going to get paid, and we'll pay his ass. Okay? Like let's be honest, we'll pay him on the back end. If he said that, but he didn't press charges, do you know what that manipulation looks like?
No. He meant it as far as he's not going to talk on the situation until someone pays him for a special to do. Like he's not going to talk about it for free, which is smart.
Social manipulation.
If chess, not checkers, was a person, like Aquarius is the chess master. So you have to accept that when you talk to an Aquarius, they already know your place in their life. Like Aquarius has their fuck buddies, their partners, their friends that they're gonna do sports with. Like they are the master on the chessboard. They know how to use every piece. And some people will feel used when you just have to know who it is. Like you're dealing with a celestial alien being. Okay, like they download shit from the collector, so it is what it is.
No, it's the simple truth. It's the simple truth. And if anybody does think he's pussy, punk, whatever it is, understand how much class and control it takes to not retaliate. Okay, that quite frankly takes, in this instance, the bigger man. Like just understand that part. Like it takes a tremendous amount of strength to not retaliate after something so fucking disrespectful. If it's real, right? That's the most disrespectful thing you could do is slap a man. For men to get, you might, if you get punched, it's a little bit more like, okay. If you slap a man, that's more disrespectful. So for him to be able to maintain composure in that moment, that takes a really, really strong person.
It does, and they're the strongest people mentally. So nobody understands. That's why I know it wasn't staged, because like it was a staged real event because it happened on a stage. But like, you know what I'm saying? Will had a Chiron trigger, but like people don't understand improv. So like this man took this, and that's why people were wondering, he knew the slap would come. Y'all don't understand. Aquarius is I know. So he knew when Will Smith walked what was going to happen, took the smack, and improv that whole moment. It was a moment of genius.
Mastermind.
Couldn't believe it. Like that raised my respect for him. And I love Libra. So that's why I was like, I see you, Will. Like just the whole villainous aspect of it. The only reason why I don't respect it is because you shouldn't have disrespected Chris like that. Because like if it was anyone else, he wouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. Like he wouldn't have done that to The Rock. He wouldn't. And that's why it doesn't. If he did that to anyone else, then I'd give that to Will. But he wouldn't.
Yeah, so you wouldn't do that to The Rock. No,
he wouldn't. No, I wouldn't say that. But like, still, there you go.
Somebody made a comment about him. You said it too about him having an Aries moon. Also understand how much fucking self-control it takes for an Aries. I'm an Aries moon. Y'all hear the way I talk.
Aries
is what it is.
More savage than the sun. Let's talk about it.
It Aries is what it is. Rihanna, okay?
Aries moon got a temper.
Aries moon's out here. Aries, like, listen, that is the most.
Talk about it.
That took me so. It took so many. It literally took prison time for me to finally say, nope, not gonna touch my booty. Not gonna touch my booty. Not touching my booty. For me to finally be like, I'm out.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hard. I'm telling you this as an Aries and Aries moon. For him to be able to do something like that is difficult. It's difficult because it's so reactive. There's no real meter with an Aries moon. I'm saying this as an Aries moon. There's no meter. It's like you did me wrong, I do you dirty. Period. And it happens so fast. There's no thinking. There's no thinking involved. There's no like, I don't get to like pause and be like, oh, maybe this will be wrong if I do this. It's like, nope, you fucked up. So I'm gonna fuck you up. Period.
That's it right there. That's a fact.
I'm surprised Mike not like this a little more with his damn Mars in Aries. I'm almost confused.
Well, listen, I'll say with Mars and Aries, before I can think about doing things, I did it already. But the reason why I'm not like that is, one, it's in my 12th house. And then two, it's suppressed with Saturn, Moon, Uranus, Neptune, and Cap. So that's like the brake pad. And so I've always suppressed that masculine sexual side of myself my whole life, because the Moon Saturn, which is my mom, told me that I shouldn't be alone in the room with the woman. I had this talk with myself this morning. I was like, yo, no wonder. I never, my whole life, never had masculine influences that were like, oh, this is how you get a woman, or this is how you treat sexually. The only thing my Aries dad told me, which was good advice, was wear a condom. It doesn't matter if she says it's cool not to, wear a condom. And that's advice that lasts a lifetime. But he never taught me how to date. My mom told me I shouldn't date. I shouldn't have sex before marriage. So I've only grew up around women, and like, I didn't know that I was supposed to let my sexual side out. I would treat women with respect and suppress that. So I'd attract them. And instead of letting that sexual side out, I'd suppress it and then get one work. And then I'd wonder why they'd friend zone me, because I never gave them that sexual vibe. I just gave them this platonic vibe. And I didn't realize it's because I always held it in. So now for the first time, I'm learning to let it out, learning to let it free. And I'm realizing that, yeah, Mars and Aries is fun. I just need to learn how to let it free, because I've suppressed it my whole life. And Aries always used to challenge that. Seeing how raw they'd be, I used to project on them that, oh no, they're just too savage. But really, that's the best part. Like, I'm learning more. They were right. Like, you just need to let it out. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, because you can also play the 12th house aspect of that. Like, Pisces is nasty, bro. Pisces just want to have sex and go to sleep and have sex again and go to sleep and have sex. I watched your video. You were like, the sex after the interview is like, yeah, you hungry? Yeah, eat, sex, sleep, sex. So you could play that energy on Aries night.
Straight up.
Listen, so it's time for me to get some tacos. Like I said, I'm in Mexico and I'm going to get some street tacos. Your boy's hungry. We did the 6 zodiac signs. PD, this is always a fucking pleasure. Each time we on here, this shit just bumps. I feel like it just bumped. On a personal note, I'm super duper excited about the retreat coming up here in Mexico. We're gonna go Puerto Escondido. 2 more spots for women specifically. Definitely check the application down below. You have the free PDF that we gave talking about the 12 zodiac signs and their dark energies and more. The links in there.
Don't know, we have a free PDF in the description box below of everything we spoke of. So for those of you who are just joining and you didn't hear Virgo, you didn't hear Cancer, we have all that information down there for free. You can download it right now.
Absolutely. You're gonna see things that says click here. Hey, look, I'm Saturn Aquarius 3rd house. Some of them links, they awkwardly just Karma said no, you can't, it won't work. I was with Mike, he was like, yo, this shit it's not clickable. I'm like, what the fuck you mean it ain't clickable? It's clickable. It ain't clickable. So it's not clickable. So with that said, even after you take that download, take the moment. If you're looking to come to retreat, check us out. Other than that, if you just want to connect on the back end, actually being able to talk to us in group scenarios rather than us talking to you or educating you, this Saturday is a free event. I have a famous Mexican singer that's actually going to be speaking. She sings on cruise ships and so much more. And she's going to be Disney World, all types of different shit.
Is she Libra?
Huh?
Oh no, Libra moon. I see. Bet.
Libra moon?
No. I thought she was a Libra because it said Libra moon social, but it's for the Libra moon.
It's for the Libra full moon. It's for the Libra full moon. She's actually a Pisces.
Oh,
What,
divine.
in a Scorpio moon, so don't fuck around. Okay? Yeah, I don't want to fuck with Scorpio moons. That's the one moon I'm not fucking with. I ain't fucking with no Scorpio moons. Nope.
So she's a divine one. I love it.
Gem Rising. Listen.
Oh, she's an angel too. Oh shit. Okay.
Yo, when I tell you we were walking and we met two different women called Angeles, literally means multiple angels, literally. And they're looking at her and they're like, and I saw her today and she's like, oh yeah. Oh no, she's an angel, she's divine. This old ass like 65, 70-year-old woman. Oh,
see, this is why I can't stand Pisces, because they're just so magical. Like the weirdest synchronicities happen and they just act like it's normal. Like, excuse me? Like,
makes no sense. Makes no sense. The more I get to know Pisces, the more confused I get. I'm like, the more I just start typing magic, like magic. It's no other way to explain the Pisces, like magic.
Rose all day said the link doesn't work. So let me see which one we might be talking about.
Thank you for actually saying something out loud. That's what I mean. That technology shit.
I might need another link. It says the no preview available.
Damn. On which one? Which link is he talking about specifically?
The PDF. Did you like throw it in the trash or anything? Because it worked before when I tried it, but now it's not working.
Dang. Yo, shit be bonkers. I don't even know. I'm pulling it up right now. This is the 12 Zodiac giveaway.
Yeah.
Nope. File is in the trash. Oops.
Well, here, I still have it pulled up. I have the link to it. So what I can do is I'll just replace the link, you guys. I'm not sure how I can replace it. I'm not sure, Pernell, how you even created the link. But, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload it to WeTransfer. I'm going to upload it to my WeTransfer, and I'm just going to make that link available for you guys.
Bet. I'm over here. Oh, yeah, it is in my trash. Restore. I just restored it. Oh, somebody let me know real quick live if you can click it after this restore, and
it's back up.
In the trash.
It's back up.
Bang, bang, bang. Thank you for saying something out loud. I appreciate you on that. I told y'all, I'm literally Saturn in Aquarius third house. I got like 6 more months before I'm all the way out of my return, and shit be what it is. It is what it is.
Amen to that. And I want to give a huge shout out to the 4, 5, 6 people who are ready to go to the retreat. I spoke to a few yesterday and a couple today, and I'm excited. I already got my tickets down there. Shout out to Jessica. We got an ascended goddess who's going to be running the kitchen and also, sharing her wisdom and literal magic with us. Shout out to Jessica. You've seen her in the chat. Shout out to Ryan Sage. Actually, I was speaking to Ryan before, and he's going to be around that Mexico area. So I wanted to introduce you to him because he's another Sagittarius who wanted to see if he can contribute somehow. So
absolutely. I mean, I'm really open on these things, especially you're a Sag, so you know something. Same thing with Jessica. Thank you as well. She's doing her angel Reiki and stuff. And I know somehow, some way that's going to leak out. And so understand that that's full thank you, full appreciation. Again, having a Sag on that ascended level, coming down and working with us, facilitating on different levels, amazing. And a full circle, amazing.
So, yeah, I mean, for those, we still have a couple seats open. For those of you who wanted to join but weren't able to do the application, we have the next round available, and really hit it up. Once again, you're not paying anything for the application. This is just asking and fielding certain questions, and this will allow us more to know what people want. So we really do ask for you to fill out the application. For anyone interested, this will help us do more research so we can better serve. And other than that, this was super fun, bro. Thanks again. Make sure y'all follow Pernell if you haven't. I have his YouTube channel down below. I can tell you confidently it was destiny that brought us together, because he didn't reach out to me. I reached out to him. It's a comment he made, and I found out later he's Scorpio rising, and it wasn't until the nodes were there. So destiny brought us together to composite Taurus and Uranus provide a foundation as masculines to hold the feminine. For any of you feminine, I want to be held and guided through this experience and retreat. This is a different shift away from what you normally do, where you'll be able to really integrate and then go back into your world with this in a magical land called Mexico. So
and mind you, if we get away from the logistics of this all, mind you this, right? Mike and myself, before we ever knew each other, and I only know this from watching different videos, we've been dreaming of magic school all our lives. All our lives. All our lives. So also understand this. You're not just coming to embrace that dark feminine. We're going to be training you as fucking magicians, wizards, fucking brujas, all different levels. When I tell you it's all happening in that level. So like, don't think that this is going to be something sweet on every level.
Right. We getting dark. I'm the magician and he's the brujo.
Yo. What?
Yep.
Exactly. So this is a super pleasure. I'll see y'all down here. Like I said, it's time for me to get these tacos in my belly because your boy's hungry. And I'll see y'all soon. Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you, Mike. And everybody definitely give, if you haven't already, the PD a thumbs up on this video. That's an automatic. And yeah, show the love. I'll see y'all soon.
Peace.